Wednesday night in Detroit, the Wings came out determined to do what only one other team in NHL history had done, win 60 games in a season. Nothing could stop Detroit as the Jets fell 5-2. Tonight, the 60-win mark could fall as well. But to get to the 61-win mark, the Wings must go through the Chicago Blackhawks. There is no love lost between these two clubs. The rivalry is as intense as ever. Recently, punches have been thrown and threats have been made. Emotions are very high. This could be a war. Live from the Joe Louis Arena in Hockeytown, USA, Passports presents Detroit Red Wing Hockey. Tonight, our final pass telecast of the season as the Red Wings try to make NHL history by notching an unprecedented 61st win. They play host to their arch rivals, the Chicago Blackhawks. Hi, everybody. Dave Strader along with Mickey Redmond. Thanks for being with us all season long here on Pass. We've got a dandy for our final telecast of this 95-96 season. Let's go back to Sunday afternoon, the last time these two teams played at the United Center. It was a slashing incident, an exchange, if you will, between Chicago defenseman Steve Smith and Detroit forward Igor Larionov that led to a lot of other exchanges, Mick, later in the game, and some exchanges, in fact, after the game.
Well, Steve Smith plays the game in a very physical sense all the time, and people like Larionov simply get tired of being hacked and whacked. You see Smith go after number 8 on the right side of your screen, and as the play goes back to the point, off the wall comes Smith, off the boards comes Larionov. He'd had enough at this point in time. He turned the stick over and gave Smith a whack on the outside of the knee. Unfortunately for Steve Smith, caught him in the wrong spot, broke a little bone that is not a support bone in that leg, so he's not got a broken leg in the sense that you're going to be out 6 months or whatever. He may be back in a couple of weeks because the bone is not of a supportive nature, so you can play if you can stand the pain. So an awful lot of slashing, hacking, whacking, all kinds of stuff. You see it here after the Larionov goal. Clothesline by Chelios. In comes Yzerman. Here they go. Boom. Watch Balfour. A whack in on Yzerman, then he's going to give a whack to Larionov after that. And it just went downhill from there. 3.5 hours of tomfoolery and roller derby, and I don't think anybody was happy about that. But it's the way the game's played sometimes. It used to be played like that a lot more in the old days. But we've got some elements in and some elements out tonight. I think there's enough in there to have this. Even though the league has got a fine-tooth comb on this one tonight, the guy that made the statements, which was Chelios, maybe will find a way to get one of their guys in the wrong spot. He's not going to play tonight. So.
Well, let's take a look at an exchange that happened after the game. This time it was the Hawks management in the league office. Basically, the league saying to Chicago, we're going to be watching you closely Friday night in Detroit. And they found that Craig Hartsburg's lobbying, which he did publicly say Larionov should get at least 8 games, including the playoffs. And, of course, the response from the Hawks, Bill Wirtz, the quote, "I've never heard of a club getting anything like this. I like the part at the bottom. Enclosed a set of glasses that will enable you to watch the Red Wings as well."
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Here we go.
Just absolutely gets everybody going. Wirtz said you can find me $100,000 if you want. The coaches, the players on the Hawks are saying, great, our owner's behind us all the way. They love that. But don't forget that Bill Wirtz could be just doing all this. I mean, it's fitting in this situation for him to do that. He could be doing it like the squeaky wheel, boy, down the line. You got to give us a break sooner or later. So an awful lot of emotions between the 94 series, and it's great.
Well, you talk about guys like Igor Larionov, because he's a Russian player, a European. Guys like this, and you've seen it, have been targeted for many years in the National Hockey League. What separates a guy like Larionov and the rest of the Russians on this team and the rest of the players as well is they seem to play through that stuff at the same high level.
Yeah, they do. And I like to say that if you don't give up going to the net and you don't shy away from making your play, you take a check to make a play, basically. That is a sign of guts. That's a sign of heart. And these guys just aren't intimidated. Everybody still seems to think if you run at the Red Wings, you can intimidate them. Keith Primo and company have different ideas. They haven't backed away yet. I don't think that's going to change.
Well, Chris Chelios is not in the lineup. He did not make the trip. Of course, Steve Smith is out with the broken bone. But they still have Bob Probert. They still have Enrico Ciccone. They still have Jim Cummins. Could make for a very interesting night as well. Red Wings and the Blackhawks live next right here on Pass Sports.
Red Wing Hockey on Pass Sports. Brought to you by Bud Ice, the official beer sponsor of the NHL. By your Southeast Michigan Chrysler Plymouth dealers. By the Discover Card, proud partner of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. And by your local Michigan and Northwest Ohio Cable Television Company.
It set the standard in do-it-yourself books. But now, we've made the best even better. Introducing the all-new Home Repair and Improvement series from Time Life Books. With new color illustrations, step-by-step instructions, and a new spiral binding so books lay flat. It's never been easier to save money and create the home you've always wanted. You'll learn how to build a deck your family will enjoy for years. The tricks of the trade to install a new patio. Call now to examine decks, porches, and patios, free for 15 days. Keep it for the special low TV price of just $1.99. Use your credit card and get this Stanley tape measure absolutely free. Other volumes will follow. Keep only those you want. The new Home Repair and Improvement series from Time Life Books. We've made the best even better.
Call 1-800-253-8005 now to get decks, porches, and patios for just $1.99. That's 1-800-253-8005.
You got to check out these new Tigers. Ernie Harwell here. I'll be calling Tiger action all season long, only on Pass Sports. Join me for the most action, the most excitement, the most Tiger games, only on Pass Sports. We're bringing the excitement home.
See the most Tiger games and Ernie Harwell. Call your cable company today. Pass Sports, the source for Michigan sports. Red Wing Hockey on Pass Sports, brought to you in part by Little Caesars new Stuffed Crust Pizza and Stuffed Crust Crazy Bread Combo, carry out or delivered. By Page, Michigan, more choices, the best coverage, your best paging value. By the Wellness Plan, an HMO that's good for you. And by Briggs & Stratton, put more power into your lineup with a Briggs & Stratton engine.
Well, a few moments ago, a special ceremony for a very special individual and player. Steve Yzerman being congratulated. That's Atana Illich on the far right. Isabella, Steve's daughter, in his arms. That's Carol Illich Trepik that is out there as well, Atanas' sister. Lisa Yzerman, Steve's wife. All this to commemorate reaching the 500-goal plateau, which Steve did in mid-January in a game here against the Colorado Avalanche. Jim Gregory from the National Hockey League with the handshake there for the Red Wing captain, who got quite an ovation, as the rest of the team did as they came out on the ice. And as the two teams limber up a little bit in the aftermath of the ceremony, we'll send it down to ice level for the singing of our national anthem.
The U.S. national anthem, tonight's vocalist from Redford, Michigan, Denise Stubbs.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free
Well, we're getting close to playoff time, and the crowd's in a playoff mood as we get to the starting goaltenders. Brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Chrysler Plymouth dealers, where you can get a no-charge sunroof and no-charge CD changer when you buy or lease a new Chrysler Cirrus. Jeff Hackett getting the nod for the Chicago Blackhawks. It's been Belfour who has started 11 of the last 13, but Jeff Hackett has had a pretty good run with the Hawks. In fact, there was talk that he was going to be the #1 guy going into the playoffs, not only because of his good play, but because of some injury problems to Belfour. But certainly Belfour will be the #1 guy next week. The question is, will this guy be the #1 goaltender when the playoffs open next week for the Red Wings, or will it be Osgood? Neither seems to mind. Neither wants to get dragged into any sort of a controversy, and certainly the numbers of each goaltender for the Red Wings speak for themselves. Richard Trottier, the referee, Brad Lazarowicz, and Scott Driscoll are the linesmen. Yzerman between McCarty and Airy start off against Sutter, Probert, and the former Michigan State standout, Danton Cole, who is called up. We'll get to all the scratches, several significant players out for the Blackhawks in addition to Smith and Chelios, as we told you at the top of the show. Airy with a steal. Yzerman wheels and fires a shot just wide of Hackett. Pinching in is Pusher. It's tipped away by Probert, center ice. Here's Danton Cole. Into the wing zone, puts on the break, hits the late man. Probert cutting in front, knocked away. Probert made a pretty good shift with the puck there, and the Wings able to knock it free. Here is Yzerman across the line, makes a move on Suter, puts on the brakes, waiting, now sends it across, late man into the zone. Konstantinov drives a shot. That was blocked by Cam Russell, and the puck ends up over the glass and out of play. Craig Hartsburg, his club has been locked into that third seed for quite a long time. Kriva Krasov is out with the knee. Chelios, they say, with the flu. Steve Smith with the leg injury.
You don't believe them?
Jeremy Roenick with the ankle injury. He's been out for a while, like Murray Craven. Bernie Nichols' coach's decision. Now, apparently, Chris Chelios' sister was on a local radio station earlier this afternoon, said he's feeling fine.
Feeling fine. Oh, they found a way to sneak around the back door, eh?
Yep. Larionov out there now with Fedorov and Kozlov. Champs takes the draw against Larionov. It comes back now for Ciccone. He is paired defensively with Carney. Comes to center ice, Kozlov now for Fedorov. Fedorov comes into this game with a 9-game scoring streak, 6 goals, 11 assists. The Let's Go Red Wings chant. Here is Larionov for Kozlov. Back to Larionov. Larionov centers, a chance for Konstantinov!
Oh, wow.
Hackett made a great stop. Stayed with him all the way as he tried to go to the backhand, as again the Red Wings in a 5-on-5 situation make it look like they're on the power play.
Konstantinov goes to the front of the net in familiar fashion and had the puck just get away on the backhand and went right up over the glass.
Well, I think you're right. I thought Hackett made a save, but it looked like Konstantinov at the bench just motioned to his stick.
Maybe he did, but I thought he just kind of sailed it. Let's have a look here in the replay. Throws him good, too. I think he might have got the stick on it when you look at that replay right there. And maybe that's what he was saying. He got his stick on it. So, it barely touched the big paddle and right up over the glass.
Well, Coffey back in the lineup. A redirection in front by Cicerelli. And a stop by Hackett. He definitely got that one. Daze clears it across. Cicerelli will get there just ahead of Savard. Now it comes back into the Detroit zone. Coffey did not play Wednesday night because of back spasms. Now Ciccone center ice, looking for some room, carries on into the zone, pushes it across, a chance here for Black, a good stop there by Vernon. His first test of the hockey game, out to the point, Ciccone tees it up, redirected in front, and Vernon able to direct it to the board. Carney battling against Chris Draper. Now Carney comes off the wall with it, trying to get a shot away, surrounded by 3 Red Wings. Now the puck deflects off of Savard, and Bob Rouse able to dig it out to center ice. Keith Carney back to get it for the Hawks. Wheels back into his own zone to give his team time to make some changes. Red Wings changing as well, and now Carney just flips it to the left of Vernon. Jamie Pusher moves it quickly. Up the boards now for Draper. Doug Brown, center ice, will drive it high off the glass behind. Hackett around the boards, just over 2 minutes in. Red Wings with 2 shots, and both have been good scoring chances.
You got Grimson and Cummins out there, Dave, head-to-head as well.
And here is Cummins with a backhand save. Rebound, score! At the side of the net, Dubinsky bangs it home. And the Hawks get on the board first. It'll be Dubinsky's 2nd of the year. And the Hawks with a 1-0 lead.
Ryan had a couple of good shifts in the game against Detroit a few weeks ago in Chicago. And here it pays off early for them. And Russell at one point up on the wing as well, playing with these guys. But Dubinsky's a hard-working, scrappy kind of a player. Cummins took the shot, deflected off Lidstrom's skate, right to Dubinsky. No chance for Mike Vernon at all. Wide open net for Steve Dubinsky, and 1-0 Chicago here, less than 3 minutes in.
Maltby got tripped up, went head first into the feet of Weinrich and the boards. Turned around looking for a call, but nothing coming. Ivan Dropa tried to play it into the wing zone, but it's intercepted, and Brown flips it back toward the Chicago zone. Knocked down by Weinrich. Right back into the wing set. Here's Weinrich, stripped to the puck. And Grimson has it back the other way. Grimson long pass now for Brown. It's off of his stick, and it ends up over the glass and out of play. Take a look at the scratches now for the Detroit Red Wings. Scotty Bowman and Barry Smith. Marc Bergevin missing his second straight game with a groin. Marty Lapointe banging up that leg again in the victory over Winnipeg the other night. Greg Johnson has been skating this week, is probable for the start of the playoffs, at least health-wise. Tim Taylor also targeting either Sunday's finale in Dallas or the first game of the playoffs. Dandino, Ramsey, and Walls are the other scratches. Incidentally, the league has issued a release saying that the Detroit Red Wings' first 2 playoff games will be Wednesday and Friday night. However, unlike the previous release, which said a Wednesday and Friday playoff series then would have Game 3 on Sunday and Game 4 the following Wednesday, they are saying now that they will release the rest of the schedule after the final pairings have been determined on Sunday. So we know for sure Wednesday, Friday. Beyond that, it is still apparently up in the air.
I don't think the league had any idea, David, that there'd be this kind of a conglomeration for playoff spots and positioning of playoff teams. At least with only 2 days to go.
Most teams with, just 1 or 2 games remaining and still very much up in the air. Lariano, backhand shot blocked by Russell. High off the glass. Russell has it and tries to clear. Gets a bounce over Konstantinov's stick. Vernon settles it down now, and Fetisov quickly now to Fedorov. Red Wings have started to make a line change. Fedorov, 60-footer. Hackett stops that, covers up, looking for a whistle, and he gets one here. Early goal by Dubinsky for the Hawks, and they have a 1-0 lead. What do we do?
The Thoroughbreds are back in action at Ladbroke DRC. Opening day is Friday, April 12th, with free admission all weekend long on the 12th, 13th, and 14th for both live racing and full card simulcasting. Opening weekend post times are Friday at 2:30, Saturday at 1:15, and Sunday evening at 6. So catch all the action at Ladbroke DRC, I-96 at Middlebell Road in Livonia. Ladbroke, we're setting the pace in Michigan horse racing.
You haunt me, my friend. Everywhere I go, you're there. Kiev, Buenos Aires, Budapest. But not this time. At long last, victory is mine.
Drink Bud Ice, but beware the Penguins.
By your Michigan Toyota dealer. Stop by your nearest Toyota dealer and test drive the new Toyota Tercel. Dave Strader along with Mickey Redmond, Jim Holly down on the truck. Our final regular season telecast, our final telecast of the Red Wings here on Pass Sports. And Mick, I was thinking the other day, our first season in the booth, 85-86, the worst in the history of the Red Wings franchise. And here, the Wings having not only their best year, but possibly the best ever. Yzerman, quick shot from a tough angle, and Hackett covers up and gets the whistle. So we've seen about everything except, of course, the Stanley Cup, which is something that we'll have to wait as the playoff picture unfolds. Still so many possibilities, both in the East and West conferences. And you've got a situation in the East, Mick, where you've got 4 teams right now with 89 points, and the tiebreaker between 2 teams is pretty simple. Whichever team has the most victories gets the upper spot in the standings. But when you have 3 or more teams involved, then they start looking at the records amongst all those teams. Here's a shot from the right point off a faceoff win, blocked by the Hawks. Lead pass, and it was broken up by Coffey as Robert with a couple extra shots at Coffey. Here is Yzerman. Takes it deep on the angle. Hackett the save. Probert now able to work it to a teammate, and Carney clears it out. Here is Coffey. Sends it center ice now for McCarty. McCarty flips it ahead. Deep into the Hawk zone. Carney catches it. Threw it to the corner. Got away, it looked like, with closing his hand on the puck. And here's Ciccone with it. Off the stick of Yzerman. It'll be picked up by Danton Cole. Flips it ahead to the right of Vernon. Vernon out of the net to sweep it away from Probert. Probert with a little bump there on Vernon. Let him know he was in the neighborhood. Now Primo starts it back the other way. Into the Hawk zone. Primo chugging through. Centers, and it went by Cicarelli, and the Hawks back the other way. Probert center ice, winds up. Now just flips it right in on the glove of Mike Vernon, who drops it off for Jamie Pusher. Pusher backhands it for Lidstrom. Now up the left wing side, Draper. He goes cross ice. Cicarelli into the zone. Winds up. Drives a high shot right past the ear of Hackett. And that puck all the way back out center ice. Lidstrom has it there. Primo had it bounce off of his stick. Denny Savard flips it into the Detroit zone, and Vernon settles it down there. 5 shots for the Wings, just 2 for the Hawks, but they have the 1-0 lead. Here is Draper into the zone, looking to go wide on Dropa. Cuts behind the net, still hangs onto it. Draper looking out near the line, dumps it back to the corner. Primo is there. Primo given a couple of bumps by Savard, and now the puck recovered by Eric Weinrich. He'll throw it ahead. Stepping into Black was Draper, and Draper sent it back into the Chicago zone. Now Dropa for Weinrich as the Hawks will try it again. Out to center ice. Cummins was closely watched there by Grimson. The two of them head-to-head. Fetisov back behind the Detroit goal. This is the line that scored the goal for the Hawks. Dubinsky, Moreau, and Cummins. Grimson dumped to the ice as the Wings drive it back in behind the Chicago goal. Suter interfering with Maltby away from the puck. Here's an intercept and a quick shot from out near the line by Fetisov, easily handled by Hackett. And back the other way now come the Hawks. Dubinsky snaps a high shot off the shoulder of Vernon.
See the hit he took after the shot?
Now Brown with a drop pass. Grimson into the zone, drives a shot, and Hackett may have gotten a piece of that, or was it offside? We couldn't hear the whistle. Now here comes Moreau, and Suter, and the rest of the Hawks.
Now the whistle had gone, and Grimson ripped it. Whether he heard it or not, you can't tell from up here. And Stewie knew.
And you got Cummins and Maltby
right away in
the conversation.
Now Stu Grimson and I were about 3 hours ago sitting in the Red Wing dressing room looking at the tape of Cummins elbowing. Last night, who was it? The Leaf?
Kyprios.
Nick Kyprios. I mean, a big-time elbow. He got a 5-minute major, did not get a game misconduct. Later, they fought. I mean, he really corked him, and Stewie was looking at him beside me, and he just said, I don't know what to say. And he's seen a lot of it, I'm sure, over his day. Boy, that was a hit that Fetisov laid on, who was it, Dubinsky?
Yes.
Watch after the shot goes. Watch the follow-through. He eases up. Here comes Fetisov. Look at that. Whoop, up and over. The old Bobby Plager hip check. Papa Bear delivers it to Steve Dubinsky. How do you do, Joe Louis? He's no worse for wear after the elbow from Big Jim McKenzie the other night of Winnipeg.
Now you see
so who we got in there?
Number 40.
He went after
is Ethan Moreau, and number 22, Dubinsky. And I believe Grimson is the only player that went into the Red Wing box, and there you see the reaction of Craig Hartsburg.
This kind of odd man situation is exactly what Hartsburg was complaining about in Bill Wirtz to the league about their team getting the, how shall I say, worst end of the stick on the calls.
Well, Dubinsky got high sticking, Moreau got roughing, Grimson got high sticking, so indeed the Red Wings come out of this with a power play opportunity. And in the season series, Mick, the numbers would bear out the fact that the Hawks simply take more penalties. The Red Wings have had 34 power plays, and you see the Hawks ranked third in the league overall in penalty killing. The Red Wings have had 34 power plays against the Hawks in 5 games. The Hawks have had 19 against the Red Wings.
Well, like I was talking to Pat Foley, play-by-play for Chicago, and he said, you know, the penalties that the Hawks took last Sunday were deserved. I mean, there wasn't any question that they were bad calls or anything.
Right.
But the Detroit at the end of the first period was going on its 7th power play. They ended up with 13 of them in the hockey game, a game that took 3.5 hours to play.
Well, the Red Wings are on this power play for Thomas Benetilli of Dearborn Heights, looking for a $25 gift certificate from Murray's Discount Auto Stores and Valvoline Motor Oil. Red Wings were 3 for 13. They ended up that game Sunday afternoon at Chicago. And right here, the Hawks penalty killer's doing a good job as Shantz fires it back in behind Vernon. Minute and 15 seconds left in the extra penalty that was given to the Hawks. Larionov to Cicerelli. He dumps it across the Chicago zone. Here comes Fedorov. Drops it back left point. Coffey with a drive. Hackett got the right arm on that. Weinrich drives the puck around, but held in by Lidstrom. Nice play. Fedorov quickly to Coffey. Coffey back to Lidstrom. Back to Coffey on the angle. Couldn't play the puck. Weinrich bothering Cicerelli as Dino moves it to Fedorov. Out to Lidstrom. He drives a high shot. Just missed the net. Rebound to the far side. Fedorov will get there. Takes the pass one way. Hangs onto it. Now slides it through for Larionov, but just out of his reach. And Weinrich able to clear with 40 seconds now left in the Dubinsky penalty. Now Yzerman looking, sends it ahead for Primo. Again with speed up the outside. May look to go by Russell. Russell played him well, took him to the boards. Yzerman gets to the loose puck. Kozlov there as well. Now Kozlov takes over. Moves it to Primo. He's ridden into the boards by Suter. Now Kozlov rolls it back for Yzerman. Cam Russell after him. Now Joe Murphy looking for the clear, and he gets it as he bounces it all the way back down behind Mike Vernon. Just 10 seconds left as Dubinsky set to come out of the box. Fetisov turning in his own zone, sends it up center ice. Kozlov has it there with some speed into the zone. Drops it off to Primo. Primo makes a move, cuts behind the Chicago net, put it right out in front. The goal stick of Hackett knocks it away, and then he covers it with a big glove. The goal by Dubinsky, still the only goal of the game. Hawks with a 1-0 lead.
We're into the future. The future of car rental savings is easier now at Avis. Introducing the new Super Value Package from the employee owners of Avis. This low prepaid package rate includes loss and damage protection, child safety seats, free unlimited miles, and your first tank of gas, so there's no refueling charge. All in one low weekly rate. Ask your travel agent or Avis for our Super Value Package and save.
Trying harder than ever. Avis. Come on, see how. Trying harder.
Computer on.
Any way you play it, the whole new line of Plymouths is a whole lot of fun.
See one of your Southeast Michigan Chrysler Plymouth dealers today.
1-0 Hawks over the Red Wings here in the first period. Time for the first of our 3 clues of Who Am I, brought to you by the Wellness Plan and HMO that's good for you. I'm the only Red Wing player other than Steve Yzerman to score 3 goals in 1 period. We'll have a couple of more clues. When you think you have the answer, put it on a postcard and send it to Who Am I, care of the Joe Louis Arena, 600 Civic Center Drive, Detroit, 48226. 1 winner selected from all correct responses to win a couple of tickets to a Red Wing game next season. Primo wins the draw cleanly. Fetisov drives a shot that deflected off of Primo. James Black, number 38. Now behind the net, Primo stuffed it out in front. Daze, who wears number 55 for the Hawks, able to clear. Ciccone trying to barrel his way through Konstantinov. Now a centering pass by Savard, who throws a punch at Chris Draper. And a penalty coming here on Dennis Savard. Not a necessary play at all. I mean, it was really insignificant where Savard and Draper were on the ice in terms of what was happening on the play. And that's a great example of Mick of the discipline that the Hawks, or lack of, have not shown. Right?
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, they've made no bones about it that they have to try to play smarter. And of course, Denny Savard knows better. They're a situation, and the key for Chicago come playoff time is can they turn it off? Now, it really doesn't matter. They haven't had anything to play for in the last month and a half. They're in 3rd position in the conference, and that's all there is to it. But Craig Hartsburg knows that it's not something that you easily just turn off, because part of it's intensity, and you like to play with it. But you got to play under control as well. And when you keep putting the other team in control with the power play, your penalty killers get tired. I mean, it's just a well that you don't want to go to too often. I mean, it's bad enough you're going to get enough penalties by accident without going out of your way to look for it.
There you see the Red Wings 0 for 1 and only one shot on that first power play. They have outshot the Hawks here 7-3 with a goal by Dubinsky at 2:20 from Cummins and Moreau. The only tally so far as Yzerman carries on into the Chicago zone. He'll drop it back for Lidstrom. Cross ice one time. Coffey scores! Power play goal! Normally it's the other way around. Coffey to Lidstrom for the one-timer. That time the other way.
I was just getting set to say it's usually the bad penalties that you pay the dearest price for. And this was not a good penalty for Denny Savard. And a couple of huge octopi are laying on the ice. They're the biggest ones I've ever seen in a while. But Lidstrom with a perfect feed over to Coffey. Nice soft pass. And Paul Coffey able to one-time it perfectly to beat Hackett. Let's see if Hackett sees the puck. Look at Big Primo in front of his face. Hackett really did not see it and pick it up till the last minute. Good job by 55 Primo to get right in Hackett's face, but not in the crease. And that allowed the puck to get by Hackett before he could move.
Red Wings round that power play for Sherry Sosna of Garden City, who wins a $25 gift certificate courtesy of Murray's Discount Auto Stores and Valvoline Motor Oil.
Number 19.
Lidstrom and Yzerman draw the assist on the goal by Coffey, his 12th of the year at 9:19 of the first period, and we're tied at 1. Yzerman checked, and the Hawks, if they hurry, could be a 2-on-1. Lead pass for Probert just out of his reach. Coffey, the only man back. Vernon puts the puck up on the glass. Danton Cole gets a stick on it. Now Probert in the corner. Centering pass. Cole's shot did not get through. Probert knocked it away from Coffey, but then Rouse was there to knock it free. Now center ice. Weinrich breaks it up for the Hawks. Weinrich dumps it into the Detroit zone. Vernon out to play it. Probert, pretty good chop it. Vernon.
And he runs over Airy. Look out, here comes Probert again. Look out, baby, hit his own player. Coffey's right there to watch him, and he takes a cuff in the ear. And Coffey's going to be challenged by Probert. Here comes McCarty. He jumps in the middle. Here comes Airy. He's on top of Probert, and he's out of the match. Ooh, they came flying from everywhere.
Everybody's gloves are still on, too. Except for Coffey. He's
who's that? Shant?
Yes, it is.
Well, I didn't think that Probert took a penalty. I'd have to see it again to verify it, but he knocked Airy over. Much bigger size difference, obviously.
No, I thought that was a clean hit. It was the swing of the stick at Vernon.
When he cuffed Coffey on the ear, I think, is when it really began to go. The swing of the stick kind of got everybody's attention real quick. And I'm not sure what Chance did to Coffey, but McCarty had words with him. Here's the corner. You can see Probert coming. Rouse ducks out of the way. Probert had to stop, and there was Coffey, and here comes the first cuff of this whole melee right there.
These guys were very close.
Oh, yeah.
When Bob Probert played for the Red Wings. And Coffey's doing what he's got to do. He's just
Here comes Darren McCarty. He's very close to Bob Probert as well, off the ice. But a job is a job. Here comes Airy. A little guy, but he's going to get his lick in. He got knocked in his can a few seconds before.
You know, there's been a lot of talk, and rightfully so, about Bob Probert's improved play. He's got 5 goals, 3 assists in the last 5 games that he's played. But he does not seem to play this way with much emotion in the games against his former club, the Red Wings. It was interesting. There was an article in the Chicago Tribune last Sunday leading up to the game that the Red Wings won that was over 3 hours in length, and it was entitled Probert's Timing Key to Cracking Detroit. They felt they needed Probert playing the way he had been playing as a force and as a presence on the ice in order to close the gap between Craig Hartsburg club and Scotty Bowman's club.
Well, what he's done right here, it's worked out because the Red Wings are going to be shorthanded on the play. Bob Probert may have been the best player the Hawks have had the last month. He has been scoring goals, working hard, staying out of the penalty box by himself, but he's been playing much more physical as they've gotten closer to the playoffs here. And that's what they got Bob Probert for.
Well, McCarty and Coffey each got 2-minute penalties, and Probert for the Hawks. So Chicago goes to the power play, and you see the Red Wings at the top of the list, killing penalties, and they can score shorthanded goals. Fedorov fakes a shot, tried to dump it in between the circles for Brown. It was intercepted by Tony Amonte. All those penalties coming at 10:17, giving Chicago their first power play opportunity.
Look out, look out.
Steal center ice. Fedorov could be away. Still will get a scoring chance. Sends it to Brown, who's hooked. Get a penalty.
Penalty shot?
No.
Give it to him. Come on, get that arm down. Oh, no.
No, I agree with you. There's not enough of them.
Well, there's only been, what, about 25 or 26 of them this year.
Well, actually, the penalty shot by Jim Cummins last Sunday was the 27th.
Yeah, okay. In over, what, 1,000 games. So not near enough for my liking, but I think they could loosen that rule up a little bit, or the call, the way it's been like that for 100 years.
That
nice play by
clean.
Fedorov.
Yeah.
Fedorov handles it cleanly. He's cold turkey. Nice little flip pass to Brown, and he is hooked right off the puck by Weinrich, I believe, who gets the penalty. So that may be considered, if there is such a thing, as a penalty that you had to take. And not a bad penalty.
So the power play for the Blackhawks lasted all of 29 seconds.
Hawks had trouble at their own blue line with the puck. They fumbled it a couple of times, and
just to go back to that article, to quote Craig Hartsburg, you know, you were mentioning that Probert was playing well. Hartsburg said when he plays like he has over the last stretch, he takes games over. He puts people back on their heels physically. He's scoring some goals. He's been a big force for us. He has that dimension most tough guys don't have. He can score and he can play.
Well, we certainly have seen probably more of that than anybody in the National Hockey League, including the Blackhawks, over the years he spent here. All of that very true. And the way he's controlled himself this year has been absolutely marvelous.
Yep. Here's a chance now set up by Murphy. A Suter jumped into the play. 4 skaters aside has generally been to the benefit of the Red Wings. But the Hawks certainly can throw people out there, even with the key guys they have out of the lineup. With Murphy and his great speed. Brent Sutter, a good two-way player.
You know who could help them out, Dave, is Danton Cole. If he could score some goals, he's got a pretty good touch if he can get it going, and they need goal scoring.
Centering pass, and Brown was hooked by Dropa, no call, and a 2-on-2 rush the other way. Amonte being bothered by Fedorov. Gets away a one-hand shot that Vernon steers aside. Fedorov stays on Amonte. It comes back to the line. Ciccone sets it up for Carney. Carney centering pass. Score!
Yeah.
Nice play there by Keith Carney.
Sure was.
And it's the Hawks that score 4-on-4 to regain the lead at 2-1.
That was in no way intended to be a shot. It was a pass all the way from Carney. He had his head up. He spotted, I believe, Amonte coming from the sideboards, and the timing was perfect for the puck to arrive at the same time as number 10, Amonte. Or is it Amonte? Maybe got the wrong Hawk there. The two of them. No, it is Amonte, yeah. Came off second off the boards and perfectly executed. No chance for Mike Vernon. Got 2 Hawks to watch. And the redirection put the Hawks up 2-1.
Well, the play well set up by the Hawk defense. Ciccone to Carney, and Carney to the net.
And the Red Wings have given up their portion already. I've seen them do this a handful of times this year, and a lot of times that's all the other team gets.
That was only the 5th time the Red Wings have been scored on all year, 4-on-4. They have scored 13. 10 seconds before a power play will start. Here's a steal for Primo. Tried to set up Kozlov. Intercepted. Hawks 3-on-2 if they hurry, but Kozlov skating back to even up the play with a half a minute now remaining in the Weinrich penalty. Red Wings have a power play. They have a power play goal. They trail 2-1. Here is Coffey. Coffey behind the net. Wanted to center. It's poked away by Hackett. Getting to it now is Kozlov at the hash marks out to the line. Constantina puts it back to the corner. Behind the net, Suter battling with Primo. Now coming in to sweep it out of there was Carney. And just a couple of seconds left in the Weinrich penalty. Now Fetisov as the teams are back at full strength. It's the Hawks that took the lead at the 4-on-4. Lead pass from Maltby, and Bob Airy just a little anxious. Went into the zone. Offside. Tony Amonte with the 4-on-4 goal, and Scotty's club trails 2-1. Back in a moment.
What would you pay to look like $1 million?
Time Life presents The Firm, the exercise videos that are making firm believers out of people.
I have shape and definition in my waist, and my butt looks like a 19-year-old after 3 kids.
Other tapes are a waste of money. The only tapes that work on the market today are the Firm tapes.
Aerobics will burn fat, but the combination of weights and aerobics can burn 3 times more fat. Only The Firm combines weights with aerobics in every exercise. The Firm guarantees visible results in 10 sessions.
They said, give us 10 tries and we'll make a difference. It really did. Immediately I started seeing results.
Call now for Volume 1 of The Firm for just $9.99 and get the 20 Questions About Fitness video free. Every few weeks, receive a new Firm video, so call now.
It's a whole new body. The Firm tapes give you a whole new body.
To order The Firm and receive your free 20 Questions About Fitness video, call 1-800-253-8005 or send $9.99 plus $3.49 shipping and handling to the address on your screen.
Well, you mentioned it's the bad penalties that usually burn you. This is what happened Sunday afternoon. Clean hit by McCarty on Murphy. Here comes Ciccone. Watch. Wants to fight. Come on, let's go. He drops the gloves. McCarty's not going to fight because of that left hand and also because of the situation. Ciccone takes 2 and 10. And what happens on the ensuing power play? Dino Ciccarelli scores. There's the frustration of Ciccone, and there is Ciccarelli scoring.
It's a game with these guys sometimes. Boy, you got to know when to go and when not to go, like anything else. Again, we get Cummins and Grimson, plus Russell.
Now Pusher with a big hit on Dubinsky.
These are the elements to get something going, just for starters.
Now Lidstrom plays it up the board. Cummins with a hit on Grimson. Grimson able to make the clear. This is Draper crisscrossing with Maltby. Draper, who played a heck of a game against Winnipeg here on Wednesday night. Now Grimson battling against Cummins. Crashing in from the right point was Rouse. He got the puck to the corner. Here is Maltby with it.
Look out here. Grimson just face-washed Cummins. He's looking at the referee like, didn't you see that?
Here's a chance to the net. Grimson nearly got the stick on it. Draper puts it back behind the Hawk net. Intercepted by Dubinsky. Grimson is replaced by Bob Airy as the puck comes to center ice. Dubinsky flips it into the Detroit zone. Hawks with a 2-1 lead. Just under 6 minutes remaining here in the first period. Airy just did see Probert at the last second. Here is Probert into the zone, and Bob Airy gives him a shot. Probert goes to the corner after it. Probert bumping with Pusher.
Pusher's going to have to learn it like Dino. Look out, Probert's running again. He's belting people so far legally. Like Dino does, much smaller guy. He delivers the hit instead of taking it. And Probert's good at that.
Into the zone, Weinrich snaps a shot just wide. Here's Yzerman with it. Sends it across to Airy. He's got somebody on the right wing. It was McCarty. The pass just off his stick. McCarty follows up. Plays it off the boards. Follows it to the corner. McCarty still has it. Rolls it across. Just missed Rouse, who had moved in from the right point. Rouse has it now. Sends it along the end boards. Yzerman waiting behind the net. Tries to pull it out in front of. What do we got?
Well, Yzerman had the puck. Strange call. I don't believe Chicago touched that puck.
No, they did.
And yet Sutter's going right to the box.
Well,
with no argument.
Is it coincidental?
Oh, yes, it is.
That's why. Okay.
That certainly makes sense. Thank you, Richard Trottier. Clearing that up right away. Bob Airy and Brent Sutter to the box. 5:05 to go. Well, it hasn't exactly been an uneventful first period. 2-1 Chicago. And it started out very slowly, first 5 minutes. Watch the Grim Reaper and Mr. Jim Cummins, who heard the best of Nick Kiprios last night in the game in Chicago. Look at Grimson. He gets belted pretty good by Cummins. Hi, Jimmy. How are you? Just letting you know I'm out here.
So 4-on-4 again, and the Hawks able to score the last goal, the go-ahead goal, when each team was a man short. Well, Craig Hartsburg's club with a .500 record over the last 10 games. You know, they went through a stretch, Mick. We're looking back at their overall season. They went through a 28-game stretch from December 17th through February 18th, where they lost only 4 games. They were 24-4. Problem was, the Red Wings lost only 4 games over that identical period. So, I mean, it had to be frustrating to play as well as any team in the league, but that other team being the Red Wings, the team you're trying to catch, and then they went on a bit of a skid. Lost 4 in a row at one point after that great run.
He got tired of treading water.
Yeah. Larionov to Fedorov. Between the circles, tried to pull it back, and it rolls out to center ice.
Murphy and Chance, excuse me, Dave. Murphy and Chance here with Larionov and Fedorov, but Coffey and Lidstrom could be the difference here in this 4-on-4.
Fedorov to Larionov. Larionov back to Fedorov. The pass was behind him. Carney gets there. Carney plays it to Suter. Suter will skate it out to center ice. Larionov watching him. Lidstrom over to help out. Knocks it free. Joe Murphy now. Brings it into the Detroit zone. Sends it across for Suter. Suter looking to the front of the net. Now is checked by Coffey. It comes to Shantz in the corner. Shantz tries to spin away from Lidstrom. Primo comes in and throws a check. Gauthier right there. The puck comes free finally. Coffey gives it off to Larionov. Back to Coffey, who wasn't expecting it. Joe Murphy got a stick on it. Couldn't control it. Now the Red Wings will regain control with 4 minutes straight up left here in the first period. 2-1 Hawks lead. Here's Primo with some speed into the zone. Goes to the outside. Was knocked away by Ciccone. The two of them. Ciccone with the extra shove on Primo. Back comes Weinrich now with Amante. Amante, good job to stay onside, but it's out to center ice, and Eiserman's gone like a penalty shot. In on Hackett alone. Oh, and he hit the outside of the net. Hackett, great patience, stayed with him. I'm not sure that Eiserman had complete control of the puck either when he shot it.
Going too fast, what happened? Plain going too fast, but he wanted to leave a lot of ground between himself and the other Hawks. But he continued to go at top speed, and as a result, when you make a deke like that, what you have, quick opening, is gone before you even know it, and you're out of room. And that's exactly what happened to number 19. He was just too quick for his own good right there. 2-1 Chicago, back in a moment.
Hey, Tommy, you know why our Metro South security team is the leader in communications?
Sure, Dwayne. Look. First, we offer a security system for businesses, homes, and vehicles. Second, cellular phones. And third, quality pagers, all at great prices, so you're safe at home and on the road.
Now at MetroCell Security, get a handheld cellular phone for $0 with Ameritech Cellular Service.
Well, Tommy, looks like we've covered all the bases.
Play it safe. Call 1-800-LEADER-1 now.
Back at the Joe Louis Arena, Hawks with a 2-1 lead over the Red Wings with 32 seconds left in coincidental penalties to Sutter and Erie. We'll be back in a moment.
National's got low weekend rates that'll make people want to hit the road.
Make your weekend a national holiday. Call your travel agent or 1-800-CAR-RENT.
Here's Eiserman from the red line, just like they have a penalty shot, and he is going, we're showing it to you in slow motion, he's still going pretty fast, and he just ran out of room. He was too close to Hackett.
See what he did there, Mick? Another great lesson for goal scorers. He went to the middle of the ice. Before that,
yeah,
he was out to the right side of the ice. He went to the middle of the ice to give himself the whole 4x6 to look at.
That's your best angle and the best place to make your move from. Stevie, I mean, he can do it a lot of ways. Obviously, he scored 500-plus goals. Like to come off that right side, drop the left shoulder, have the goaltender leave that short side goal post and just smoke it right up under the bar, the short side. Stevie can do that too.
Primo went after Ciccone and just missed him. Still four skaters aside. Now the puck comes free. Eiserman across now for the late man, Batisov. Batisov getting some help from Konstantinov. It comes out to Eiserman. He had it knocked away.
Good read right there by Carney. He saw Eiserman back out in the deep slot by himself and looked around and then went out and took it away. That was a good read there. And that's what Chicago has to do with the late man and the cycling that Detroit does and that puck control.
Up the middle, it's broken up by Konstantinov, intercepted by Eiserman. Eiserman tries a low shot and Hackett the save. Now Brown back behind the Chicago net, being stuck by Ciccone, who gives him a hard hit. Here's Erie behind the net. He had it knocked away, but Draper's there to pick it up. Draper tried to center it to Brown, who was waiting. That was blocked by Sutter to the corner. Now Brown trying to pull the Chicago player off the puck, but Richard Trottier had blown the whistle as Savard and Fetisov were together out at center ice. Good look at Keith Carney, the fourth-year pro. Played his college hockey at the University of Maine. Came to the Hawks from Buffalo in a deal for Craig Muni. And Carney has played well for Chicago. You hear so much about Chelios and Smith.
He and Weinrich have they've been like Bergevin for the Red Wings. Just absolutely solid all year long. Don't make too many mistakes. Get out of your own end. Headman the puck. When you can, follow it up.
Now stay with us here in our first intermission. We'll take a look at the jumbled playoff picture, the possibilities of who the Red Wings might meet. And as of tonight, with the regular season ending on Sunday, there's still a possibility of 6 different teams that could finish 8th and face the Red Wings on Wednesday night in Game 1. Kozlov with it, makes a nifty move. Now Fedorov tried to move it across to Larionov. It was blocked. Cleared out to center ice. Joe Murphy leaves it there for Chance. Chance up into the wing zone. It comes to Black. He put it back for Murphy. Joe Murphy takes it to the end board. Now Murphy tried to center, but Fedorov was there. Fedorov rolls it back through his legs. Rouse had it knocked away. Burn it. Read it. Chopped it with a goal stick. It ends up in the corner. Larionov goes around the boards. Kozlov is there. Kozlov drops it back. Coffey now rolls it out to center ice. Here comes Bob Rouse after it. Flips it ahead as he runs into Danton Cole, and Gary Suter recovers. Here is Cicerelli. Flip pass for Draper. Draper drives a shot. Hackett right pad save. Now Draper rolls it back in deep. Cicerelli trying to fight through Sutter, and there's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, there's no question about the high stick that Sutter. He's complaining that Dino helped him out with it, but Sutter did get the stick up. I mean, he was playing his man tough. That's what you want to do, but you can't let that stick get away on you up around a guy's ears. That's the only reason Sutter got the penalty. Other than that, he played it as well as you can. Watch the high stick. Oh, Dino did get the glove on it. That's exactly what happened. Watch this. You see right there, the right hand of Cicerelli dragged Sutter's stick up, and that was the complaint. So the craftiness of the veteran pays off there. Watch Dino's right hand right here. There it is on the stick, and dragged Sutter's stick up. Oh, he's a sneaky son of a gun, isn't he? No, it looked like Sutter had a legitimate complaint.
A lot of games with playoff implications. The big one at Madison Square Garden, the Rocket Man Paul Yzerbar just scored a late first period goal to tie that game with the Rangers 1-1. Tampa Bay right now has their fate in their own hands. If they get at least 3 out of 4 points, it doesn't matter if Jersey beats Ottawa in their final game.
That's not an easy task.
No, it's not.
The Rangers tonight, and they're home to Philadelphia tomorrow. Ooh, Primo belted dangerously. Couldn't protect himself.
Behind the net now in front. Primo trying to stuff it short side. Hackett, good stop. Power play continues for the Wings, who trail 2-1. Wings' only goal came with a man advantage off the stick of Paul Coffey. Coffey tried to send it along the boards. It's blocked and cleared now by Weinrich. Vernon out of the net to handle it. Hawks with only 5 shots on goal in this period. Wings with 12. But they've had 2 bang-bang plays at the net, the Hawks, and they've capitalized on both of those. Now it comes to Primo. Primo through the neutral zone, into the Chicago end, left it for Yzerman, who sends it back. Here comes Ciccone and Primo with another collision. Ciccone with the loose puck, played it off the glass, and just did get it by Lidstrom. As you see the time remaining here in the period, Coffey with speed. Had to slow down, and now sends it across for Lidstrom. Lidstrom enters the zone, moves it across, and a nice play there by Murphy to block it. Paul Coffey with the loose puck, drops it back to Fedorov. Fedorov now to Yzerman, through his legs, Cicerelli has it. Back for Yzerman, trailing the play. Yzerman at the hash mark, puts on the brake, sends it up. Fedorov, quick shot, Hackett the save as Ciccone and Cicerelli battling in the crease.
Good chance by Fedorov, boy. Once again, doesn't score, but he's bearing down better than he has in his whole career, Sergei Fedorov. Every time he goes to the net, he's got smoke on the puck. No matter if it's a slap shot, wrist shot, simple razor, backhander. He's leaning into those shots, and that's what you want to do, boy. Don't leave anything to chance. Those goaltenders are too good. Don't make their job easier for them. 22 seconds to go here. 45 in the penalty. Face off right of Hackett.
Larionov for Detroit, chance to take the draw for the Hawks. Fedorov out to the point, Konstantinov. Fedorov toward the net with it. McCarty battling there against Suter. Puck comes free. Hawks need a clear, intercepted. Fedorov kicks it to McCarty. What a play by Fedorov. to get that puck to McCarty using his skate. The Hawks eventually get the clear. And we got a penalty, an elbowing call.
Fetisov, he went into Amante in the corner, and is it he who will get the penalty? I believe so. 3 seconds left in the period.
Fetisov wants to know what the call is.
I didn't see an elbow, but
yeah, we'll have to.
Richard Trottier is a lot closer to it than we are up here. Slava very upset at the call. Be the judge. Did he get the elbow up? Well, he had it up there. I don't know exactly whether he caught him in the head or not.
Well, he didn't throw the elbow. That's why he's upset with the call. He put his arm up there. Yes, no question about that.
56 seconds.
Watch this play by Fedorov. These guys kick soccer balls around before the game, and look at this. Off his stick. Look at that. Right skate. I mean, that is just to think of that, let alone execute it.
Yeah, the formality of the face-off, and the horn goes, ending the first 20 minutes of this hockey game. A pretty entertaining 20 minutes.
Absolutely, and if you think you're confused about the playoff possibilities, wait till we get done with you in our first intermission. But right now, let's take a look at our Faygo winners for the first period. All our winners will receive a case of their favorite flavor of Faygo Pop, and 5 cases of Faygo will be donated to their favorite charity. Hawks 2, the Red Wings 1 after 20 minutes. We'll be back with a look at the Western Conference playoff possibilities after this.
Detroit Pistons basketball on Pass Sports.
Alley-oop to Hill. Oh, boy! You have to be kidding me with that. Easy dunk for Grant Hill. Look out. Showtime. Alley-oop.
See exclusive Pistons games on Pass Sports, the source for Michigan sports. The Pistons host the Indiana Pacers Wednesday night at 8, only on Pass Sports.
Believe me, folks, this is no walk in the park.
This is no day at the beach.
This is no Sunday drive. This is the PGA Tour.
Watch the hottest new golf show. This is the PGA Tour on Pass Sports, the source for Michigan sports.
He doesn't know it, but I found this under his pillow. I flipped through these great pages on sports, fitness, adventure. Now I know where all the excitement in our life comes from. Men's Journal. He really cares about living life better. Men's Journal covers everything better, from the best in mountain bikes to fishing in Alaska, from rafting down the Colorado to building a better body. It tells him how to get started, where to go, and what to do when he gets there. Men's Journal shows him where to find the best of everything. And every issue tells him how to look better, be healthier, and build endurance. From toning up his abs to tuning up our sex life. Men's Journal tells you everything about living life better.
Hey.
Start doing it better. Subscribe now to Men's Journal for only $11.97 and get this 200-page equipment guide absolutely free.
Call 1-800-253-8005. That's 1-800-253-8005.
Back at the Joe Louis Arena, we have played 20 minutes. The Red Wings and the Blackhawks in the rematch of the 3-hour and 20-minute game played last Sunday, Easter Sunday at the United Center, that the Red Wings won by a score of 4-1. But of course, the talk was about the penalties, the fights, the warnings issued by the league, and the exchange between the league and the Chicago front office. And we've had a bit of the rough stuff as we come back here to the Joe Louis Arena here in the first 20 minutes. A pretty entertaining period. The Hawks with the 2-1 lead. Dave Strader back along with Mickey Revin, and glad you're with us here tonight. And I'm sure we'll have some more entertainment before this one is done. Now, let's try to, if we can, clarify the possibilities as we take a look at the Western Conference standings right now. Winnipeg is the number 8 team at the bottom. Anaheim right now is on the outside looking in. Detroit is the number 1 seed, Colorado second, Chicago third.
David, before we go off of this graphic right here, the key note on that graphic is Winnipeg and 35 victories. That's the first tiebreaker for any ties, and the Jets will pretty much finish, by the looks of it, ahead of all other teams there as far as victories are concerned.
The only time that anything can be thrown into that to really add a wrinkle is, for example, if Winnipeg gets 1 point the rest of the way, and Calgary and Vancouver were to stay at 77, which can't happen because they play each other. But just for the sake of argument, if 3 teams end up with the same number of points, then you have a different tiebreaker with the record of the 3 teams against each other. So it really can get pretty confusing. But let's take a look now at the possibilities, because going into tonight, the Red Wings could play any one of 6 teams. The first club we'll look at is Anaheim. They are 0-3-1 against the Red Wings. What they have left is Dallas tonight at home, Winnipeg at home on Sunday. The thing that Anaheim has to look at is they can't lose. They lose 1 game,
well, they're
and they're
out
out
tonight. They're the only game tonight that really affects this whole thing. You're right. If they lose this hockey game tonight, then a lot of this stuff's going to change, because all the other teams are in. Just a matter of where they're going to finish. But
so Anaheim needs 3 out of 4 points, plus they need some help. Now, Winnipeg clinches if Anaheim loses. Now, Winnipeg plays tonight as well, Mick. They are home.
Oh, they do?
Yes, they are home to L.A. and
I thought they were home tomorrow to L.A.
And they are in Anaheim on Sunday. Vancouver has 1 game left, and this is a real key one here, because they are playing Calgary. Calgary, as we move on to the next page, is playing tonight.
They're in
San Jose,
right?
And they're at Vancouver tomorrow. Now, Calgary has a lot to play for, because out of all this mess, if they win both games, they get the 4th seed and they get home ice in the first round.
Wouldn't that be something? Toronto, of course, if Toronto doesn't beat Edmonton tomorrow night, they lost to Chicago last night 5-2. Toronto could possibly be out of the playoffs, believe it or not.
Well, that's right, because Anaheim could catch them in points, and they would have them on
more wins. That's right.
St. Louis is in, and a tie in their last game or better guarantees them of a better finish than 8th place. But if they don't get anything, it's still mathematically possible for St. Louis to be the Red Wings' first-round opponent, but a lot of other things have to happen.
All in all, you got 6 teams looking for 5 spots, 4th through 8th.
Right.
And, of course, the unfortunate 6th team is out of the playoffs. So, I mean, that's about as complex as it gets going into the last weekend of the season.
You know, it's interesting. Some people were talking last night. I was listening to a radio station talking about the Mighty Ducks, what it would mean for the young club to make the playoffs. And thinking about the San Jose situation. Remember how excited they were to make the playoffs, to beat the Red Wings in '93, to make the playoffs and beat Calgary, or rather beat the Red Wings in '94 and beat Calgary last year in '95. But I'm wondering if Anaheim, if they do sneak in and they do have a little bit of success, if they'll learn from the mistakes that the San Jose Sharks made, because the Sharks completely dismantled that team that did well in the playoffs in '94 and '95, and it's almost like they've had to start over again. And eventually San Jose will be a representative club, but it was almost like they had the success too early, and they thought, well, our young guys are ready. We can get rid of all these veterans, and we've got a club that can compete.
No, I think Jack Ferrara and Ron Wilson have done a tremendous job with the Mighty Ducks, and no, I don't think that would happen. It certainly would be nice for them to get into the playoffs, and probably good for the NHL if they can get into the playoffs. But you know, you never know. It's all like flipping a coin at this point. But no, would they do what happened to the Sharks? I'm sure that was watched very closely, and you look back now and say, boy, you know, how good did we have it? But
hindsight is always 20/20.
Oh, it's easy to be an armchair quarterback sitting up here in the booth, isn't it?
It is.
But it's a great time if you're a hockey fan. And the Red Wings, basically, they don't care. They just want to keep winning hockey games, make sure they don't get hurt, and just bring it on next Wednesday night. That, by the way, if you weren't here earlier in the period, Wings do start at home Wednesday and Friday. Beyond that, no announcement. We'll get that on Monday after everything finishes on Sunday. So Red Wings are just saying, give me breakfast the day before, my pregame meal, bring them on Wednesday, and let's get her going.
So just check your box scores tomorrow, and maybe some of the issues will be more clear by tomorrow morning. Red Wings and the Hawks have played 20 minutes. Hawks with a 2-1 lead. We'll be back after this.
Tim Conway's back, and he's hauling in a whopper. It's Dorf Goes Fishing, this year's funniest comedy home video. Let Tim Conway, as that master sportsman Dorf, show you everything you've always wanted to know about fishing. Go back in time to man's first fishing method. Let Dorf show you what to wear, how to clean your day's catch, how to get in shape, the joys of fishing with your spouse, plus important boating and safety tips. Dorf Goes Fishing is guaranteed to be the funniest fishing video you've ever seen, and it's not available in stores. So what are you waiting for? Call and order Dorf Goes Fishing today. Call now and you'll get Dorf Goes Fishing plus this official Dorf floating keychain absolutely free.
For rush delivery, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-253-8005. The funniest, the most outrageous Tim Conway at his very best Dorf Goes Fishing. That's 1-800-253-8005 or send $19.95 plus $4 to the address shown on your screen.
Prescription medicines can have dangerous interactions with emergency room drugs. Medic Alert can prevent this. Call 1-800-ID-ALERT today.
You got to check out these new Tigers. Ernie Harwell here. I'll be calling Tiger action all season long, only on Pass Sports.
What a play!
Join me for the most action.
He is out at the plate.
The most excitement. The most Tiger games, only on Pass Sports. We're bringing the excitement home.
See the most Tiger games and the legendary Ernie Harwell only on Pass Sports. Pass Sports, the source for Michigan sports.
A steal by Brown, sets it up, cutting right in. Hits it, scores! What a draper!
Red Wings hockey, it's the talk of the town.
Beautiful shot.
Pick up the phone and call the hotline.
The goalie might be a good move for the Wings to make.
Trading away all
I think that they should cut him and get...
Red Wings Hotline with John Ogrodnik and Steve Garagiola. Live every Thursday night at 7 on Pass Sports. Hot talk about Detroit's hottest team. Red Wings Hotline, Thursdays, live at 7, only on Pass Sports.
Of course, all of those teams on that list coached by Hall of Famer Scotty Bowman, and the Red Wings trailing the Hawks 2-1 in their bid to try to get their 61st victory. They have one more shot at it if they don't get it tonight. That is, of course, Sunday afternoon down in Dallas. Well, we invite you again here on Pass Sports. Even though our coverage of the Red Wings doesn't continue into the playoffs, you certainly can get all the Red Wing playoff news in addition to all the news on the Detroit sports scene by watching Live on Pass weeknights from 6 to 7, usually hosted by Steve Garagiola. Earlier tonight on Live on Pass, it was Fred McLeod with Detroit News beat writer Cindy Lambert, who had these comments about the Chicago Blackhawks.
They have statistics to show that they have incurred more penalty minutes and more penalties themselves than any other team in the National Hockey League. But you look at the Chicago Blackhawks, how they're built. They just got Enrico Ciccone to beef up their roster a little bit more. They signed Bob Probert, and you know what they went through with him. And Chris Chelios obviously has never been considered an angel by anyone's standards, and he's encouraged to use that sort of forceful play that we know and love from Chris Chelios. So I think for the most part they've cried wolf a little too frequently. And now when perhaps they do have a legitimate beef, which I think they do, anytime you have a player sustain such an injury like that, I look back at Adam Graves / of Mario Lemieux, and he didn't mean to do anything, yet Adam Graves had to pay the price. And this time around, Steve Smith obviously suffered a break in his leg, but Igor Larionov got off scot-free, perhaps in part because Chicago has cried wolf way too many times.
Well, I'd have to agree with Cindy on that one. Mickey and I talked about that as well, that perhaps if they hadn't said anything and complained about it so much, they may have gotten justice other than what was done. And, of course, again, Live on Pass weeknights from 6 to 7 right here on Pass Sports. Hawks with a 2-1 lead over the Red Wings after 20 minutes. We'll be back right after this.
That's me, 2 years ago as a YFU exchange student, living with the Katachi family, learning Japanese, and understanding another culture firsthand. It's clear that my YFU experience is a real advantage because the benefits of exchange go well beyond your YFU summer, semester, or year abroad.
In college admissions, we're looking for students who are mature, well-rounded, and who have a strong sense of where they're going. YFU can do that for you.
I saw that there were a bunch of universities that were offering scholarships to people who had been on YFU exchanges, and it helped me to get a full scholarship to one of the universities on that list.
When first I was thinking I want to be successful in the U.S. Now I think in terms of the world.
It just opened my eyes to everything, and I just realized that there's so much out there, and there's so much else I want to do.
Call Youth for Understanding International Exchange at 1-800-RU-READY. Get a free brochure on exchange programs for high school students in over 30 countries around the world.
Hi, I'm Susan at Telebrands, here with a terrific offer. This powerful Power Plaque toothbrush of $50 value can be yours free. Stay tuned.
If your teeth are yellow or stained, it's nothing to smile about.
I'm Morgan Fairchild, and I know how important it is to have a beautiful smile.
Introducing Dental White, the world's best-selling tooth whitening system with millions of satisfied customers. Dental White's patented system will make your teeth whiter than you've ever dreamed possible.
You don't have to be rich, famous, or lucky to have a beautiful white smile. All you need is Dental White.
The Dental White kit includes a double-sized bottle of Dental White, 2 custom trays, and easy-to-follow instructions. Call right now, and you'll receive this Power Plaque toothbrush free. This $70 value is yours for only $12.95. We're here waiting to take your call.
To order Dental White, call 1-800-253-8005 or send check or money order for $12.95 plus $3.95 shipping and handling to Dental White, Department A, P.O. Box 4943, Omaha, Nebraska.
The Jack's Car Wash rain check policy means if it rains before midnight on the day you purchase a Jack's Car Wash, you get a free wash the next day. Jack's, more than just a car wash.
3 goals scored in the period. Chicago struck first at 2:20. Dubinsky, his second of the year from Morrow and Cummins. Red Wings tied it up. Power play goal. Coffey is 12 from Lidstrom and Yzerman. Then 4-on-4 where the Red Wings have really had the advantage over the opposition. It was the Hawks. On another bang-bang play at the net, Amandi's 31st from Carney and Ciccone, and it's 2-1 Hawks with the second period straight ahead.
So you know what they're looking at, playing solid D and getting the last shot in this game. Big possession for the Pistons.
Otis Thorpe on the screen and roll. Robinson switches off it. Grant takes it inside, puts it down! A year ago, he was intimidated by the end. Rattler beating Robinson to the spot, making it tough for him. He's got to hurry. 5 to shoot. Burton, a forced 3. No bail on Cole. Ball game is over. Pistons win.
Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if your heart is young. And here is the best part. You'll have a head start if you are among the ones whose heart is young.
Well, you got 2 penalties still up on the board. Brent Sutter of the Hawks still has 24 seconds left in his high sticking penalty. Fetisov, minute 56 left in his elbowing penalty. Lidstrom, Konstantinov, Fedorov, and Brown. As Weinrich center ice, Brown steps into him. Loose puck dug out of there by Shantz. Konstantinov had it and he lost it. Nearly lost his footing, but Fedorov back to recover. Out to center ice, does not connect with Konstantinov.
That'll be icing. Couple of notes to get in here. Congratulations to Mark Malloy and the Lakeland Hockey Association Econo Flame Hawks. Over 30 C Division 1995 season champs. To Connie Sears that get well quickly, recovering from back surgery. Happy birthday to Janine Bars of Port Huron. And congratulations to Mark and Susan Hicks. You know Mark Hicks downstairs. Yes. Camera guy takes a lot of the pictures here. Photographer. Married Friday in Las Vegas. Said he won some money out there. Is that good or what?
Well, we'll get to this this personal ad. I'm not one that generally reads the personals ad section.
That's funny.
Well, we got one here, and that play looked offside, but that linesman right there, Johnny on the spot, had a better view of it. Waved it onside, but the Wings able to clear anyway. We got a minute 15 now left in a Chicago power play. The Hawks with a 2-1 lead. Here's Weinrich. Drops it back, intercepted. It went by Joe Murphy. Now Airy for Yzerman. Yzerman pokes it ahead to the Chicago line. I have to look back and see if is this the first time this season that the Hawks have been ahead of the Red Wings. Red Wings have the 4 wins and the 1 tie. And the tie, of course, the Red Wings had a 4-0 lead.
Yeah.
No, the Hawks did get the lead in that game, 5-4.
5-4, yeah.
On Amonte's goal.
Lidstrom scored with 17 seconds to go. Going to have another penalty here. Amonte was dumped, but I don't think that was the call. Then Draper may have hit him with a cross-check as far as Richard Trottier is concerned anyway. And Chris Draper goes to the box. Fetisov still with 45 seconds to go. So it'll be the Hawks with 5 skaters, the Red Wings with 3. Let's see if we can pick up what happened. Huh? Now we'll hold on to that wellness for a minute here. There's Draper, no problem there. I don't believe that was a call.
No, he called it cross-check.
Right here. What happened here? Oh, geez. Oy, oy, oy.
Maybe they read too many of the clippings. That's what happens sometimes, you know. You get this kind of a...
Yeah. I mean, Draper just laid his stick on him and leaned on him. I mean, wow. That is a long far cry from being a penalty.
But it is a 5-on-3. The puck rolling back into the Detroit zone. Hustling back after it is Lidstrom.
Even to put you short one man, let alone 2, Dave.
Yeah. I got to read this personal here. You know, this note comes, says Mickey and Dave say hi to the Yoopers in the Copper Country. Holy Wah. It's cold up there. Scrape off the pond for the Memorial Day tournament. From the defected Yoopers, Ray, Sips, Jimmy, and Robbie, it says, single Yooper male looking for downstate woman with snowblower. Please send picture of snowblower.
Oh, that's great. What a great sense of humor, eh?
I guess.
Oh, boy. That's great.
Half a minute left in the 5-on-3 for the Hawks. Here is Daze. Bothered by Lidstrom, gets it out to the line. Here is Suter with it. Suter sends it side of the net. Savard goes back to Suter. Cross ice, one time, going down for the block was Yzerman. Hawks get it deep. Murphy goes back to the line, Weindrich. Winds up, goes back to Suter at the left point. 10 seconds left in the 2-man advantage. Here's Savard, didn't handle it cleanly, got it in front, Vernon, great stop! Rebound, score!
Gonna give it, yeah, he didn't get the whistle blown. I thought Vernon had it long enough, and he's looking at Trottier, say, where were you with the whistle? Hawks moved it nicely to get the scoring chance, and Vernon made an excellent stop. And somehow it snuck underneath them.
With Daze, they got the original shot. I'm not sure who ended up getting the goal, whether it was Daze or Savard.
Right through the legs of Lidstrom. There was the good stop by Vernon there. Now where's the puck? It's under his left elbow.
It's neither one of those.
Murphy, right there. How did that son of a gun get poked loose? Well, we can see on this replay. Savard, Daze, there's the puck underneath Vernon. Right there under his glove. Oh, he tapped it with his trapper, and Joe Murphy got a piece of it, and it goes under Vernon's arm.
22nd of the year for Joe Murphy.
Number 17, Joe Murphy. Assistant number 55,
Daze and Savard will get the assist on the goal at 1:51, and the Hawks with a 2-goal lead.
22nd goal of the year, Joe Murphy. Assist to Eric Daze.
Still a 1-man advantage. Draper in the box. Here is Suter. Suter to the net with a high shot. Didn't miss by much. Dropa unable to hold it in. Primo on its center ice. Couldn't stop the cross ice pass. Suter has it. Dumps it into the right of Vernon. Bouncing puck. Here is Coffey. James Black there as well for Chicago. Sends it off the board. Suter a one-timer to the net. Blocked by Primo. Trying to skate out with it now. Into the Chicago zone. Going to try to cut in on Dropa, who pulls him down. A penalty coming against the Hawks. Ivan Dropa with 23 seconds left in the Draper penalty.
Dropa's had a tough night tonight. I had to see that Primo had a full head of steam and had a good angle on him to the outside, but he still wasn't able to adjust himself accordingly without doing it late and putting a hold on him and knocking him down. So with 23 seconds left to Draper's penalty, we'll be 4 aside here. Hawks up 3-1.
Couple of announcements to get in here. Mick, happy 70th birthday to Bruno Genrich of Canton, Michigan. And also congratulations to Mark Malloy, part of the Lakeland over 30C division. The Cano Flames, Hawks, 95-96 regular season and playoff champion.
For the second time.
Oh, okay. So he's been over 30 for a while then.
Yeah, exactly.
Working at it.
Where'd you get that anyway?
Oh, buddy.
He covered his bases.
Yeah, he did. Well, the message I got was you forgot to do it, so that's why he gave it to me. Here is Chance into the zone. Snap shot, a right arm save by Vernon. Ciccone poked it back into the corner. 4 skaters aside for another 10 seconds, and then Draper comes out to give the Red Wings power play number 5. And the Red Wings will be on this power play for Mark Rogers of Dearborn Heights, looking for a $25 gift certificate, courtesy of Murray's Discount Auto Stores and Valvoline Gasoline. Hackett tried to go up the boards, blocked by Yzerman, center. Ciccone there, could not get it by Fetisov. Now to Konstantinov to the net, swept wide by McCarty. Now Ciccone with it around the boards. Konstantinov holds it in, shot to the net, tipped a couple of times and went wide. Now Fetisov with it. Tried to send it around the boards, blocked by Carney. He'll just drive it down the ice. Eric Weinrich back behind Hackett, and the puck sent down into the Red Wing zone. Vernon has it there. Off the end boards, Coffey. Now for Fedorov. Fedorov center ice, being bothered by Amante. Hawks with a 2-goal lead at 3-1. Here is Black up the left wing side. Fans on a shot. It rolls to Coffey with 35 seconds remaining. And the Hawk penalty. Here is Fedorov into the zone. Lost his footing. Did he keep it onside? No, he didn't. It came outside the line. He put it back in. Sergei Fedorov, as Mick pointed out, really bearing down the last 4 to 6 weeks. 11 goals, 20 assists, 31 points in the last 18 games the Red Wings have played. Second time he's reached the 100-point plateau in his career with 38 goals and 66 assists. He came into this game as the number 10 scorer in the NHL. It was a long time there that the Red Wings didn't have anybody in the top 20. Fedorov coming in 10th and Yzerman 19th with 92 points. Yzerman has added to that with an assist tonight on the only Red Wing goal. Here is Fedorov. Top of the circle, drops it back. Larionov had it knocked away, and Chance able to clear it back into the wing zone. Vernon out, directing traffic, gives it off to Paul Coffey. Lead pass now for Larionov. 8 seconds left in the Hawk penalty. Larionov just inside the line, sends it to Lidstrom. Lidstrom on the near side for Fedorov. Didn't handle the pass cleanly. Chopped at by Russell. Now along the end boards for Cicerelli. Weinrich after him, shoves him to the ice. Penalty coming to the Hawks. Weinrich can't believe it.
There goes Vernon.
Here's Larionov with it. Larionov hands it off. Coffey to the net, and it sails wide. And the touch-up, no, the Hawks didn't get to it. It comes to Fedorov. Centering pass, and Cicerelli just failed to deflect it. Coffey with a drive. That's blocked by Russell. And that'll get the whistle, and the Red Wings will have back-to-back power play chances here. Early in the second period, the Hawks lead it by a score of 3-1.
Any way you play it, the whole new line of Plymouths is a whole lot of fun.
See one of your Southeast Michigan Chrysler Plymouth dealers today.
Sunday night on the Discovery Channel. Time. We know it's golden and it flies, but do you know how to travel through it? These guys do.
It is absolutely true.
Discover why astronauts return to Earth younger and join the never-ending search for the perfect clock. Take the time to go where science and science fiction meet on Discover Magazine, Sunday at 8 Eastern and Pacific on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
Dino Cicerelli knocked down by Weinrich in behind of Jeff Hackett. There's the left. Little kick there by Weinrich, and Cicerelli down. Red Wings right back to the power play, down 2 goals, 3-1.
Hawks with only 8 shots, but they have converted on 3 of them. 2 plays at the net, and the 5-on-3 conversion by Joe Murphy. Again, the Hawks without Chelios, Smith, Bernie Nichols, Coffey sends it deep. Now here is McCarty, bumped by Ciccone. Kind of took himself out of position, and McCarty went right to the net and just fanned on it. Ciccone went to put the hit on McCarty and finished the check, and he really took himself out of position on the penalty kill. Yzerman pokes it ahead for Fedorov. Carney steps into him, gets a stick on it. Yzerman following up, kicks it behind the net. Ciccone drives it around, but not out. Coffey holds it in for Fedorov. Fedorov with it. It's blocked. It comes back toward Coffey. It's knocked away by Shantz to center ice. Fedorov to Coffey. Coffey had it slapped away, recovered by Lidstrom. Murphy after him with a steal. Murphy tried to set up on the forehand. Lidstrom stayed with him well. Now Danton Cole in bothering Yzerman. Nearly halfway through this Red Wing power play. Here's Coffey with it. Avoids a couple of Hawks. Skates into the Chicago zone. Gets by another one. Coffey snaps a shot. Hackett right in the midsection, able to cradle that one with 56 seconds left in this power play.
Hawks doing a pretty good job of pressuring the puck, and a lot of the Red Wing passes are just not connecting as they're used to on more times than not. And as a result, they're really not generating the number of quality scoring chances that they would like to. Big Hartsburg boys doing a pretty good job here so far. 13:46 left in the second period. The Hawks lead it 3-1. We'll send out a happy 50th wedding anniversary to Roger and Carol Armstrong. With 11 children.
Fetisov shot through. Hackett save. Rebound is loose. Larionov scores! Igor Larionov got to it just before Amonte got to him. And the Red Wings' second power play goal brings them within one.
Pretty good pile-up in front of the net. You'll see on the replay who was in the middle of it. And I think you're going to see Ciccarelli again. Face-offs, important, yes. Right back to the point. Larionov wins it. Fetisov to the net. There's Dino causing all kinds of problems. Kozlov got a piece of it. And two Hawks watching Ciccarelli leaves number 8 wide open. And he beat Hackett over the blocker in the right shoulder to make it a 3-2 game. Just a split second before Amonte could get there.
22nd of the year for Igor Larionov.
73rd point. What a year that man has had. Unbelievable. What was it? November when he was traded here?
October 24th.
It was right near the first of the year. I know that, about 3 weeks into the season. We were in Calgary, I remember.
Yep.
And I remember Fedorov, we were in the washroom in the dressing room getting a coffee, and he just looked at me with a big smile, and he said, "Mick, I feel like I'm home." And boy, has it been cruised from there. He's really meant a lot to this hockey club.
Ciccarelli and Fetisov getting the assist. Here's Larionov again. Boy, just the little subtle moves he makes. Here's Primo. He may get right in. He's hooked to the ice. Another penalty. Primo creates it with the great speed again through the neutral zone. And the Hawks never slowed him down until they corralled him. And it was that man, Gary Suter, who hit him up high.
I tell you, when you look at final scores and Red Wings winning a ton more than not, and you see the box scores and you see a lot of guys with a lot of points, a lot of goals. Keith Primo doesn't have as many maybe as you might expect him to have or want him to have, but he is contributing in so many other ways to this hockey club and their success. Ways just like that, creating on all kinds of things, playing it tough when he needs to, there to support teammates, going to the net like he's been possessed the last couple of months and forcing people to pull him down and hook and hold him and trip him.
Just to take care of some business on that Larionov goal, that was a $25 gift certificate, courtesy of Murray's Discount Auto Stores of Valvoline Motor Oil, to Timothy Nagalski of Detroit. And the Red Wings go on this power play for Gregory Bogucki of Hamtramck.
A lot of folks, Dave, might only look at box scores and not look at that, but coaches, they're the things that they see.
Coffey, one-timer, score! And there he is!
Dino and Primo
right in
too.
the front of the net.
And Primo got a piece of it, I know.
It may have been Primo's goal.
And it might have hit Dino after that. That took him just 7 seconds. Another pure face-off win. And we'll have to see who gets credit for it.
Well, if Primo touched it one way or another, he's in the box score. You were just talking about it.
Right. But, of course, the sweetest fruit off the tree is a puck ending up in the net off your stick.
Oh, wait, I got to write that one down. Now, wait a minute. Now, hold it. Sweetest fruit on the tree. Okay. Somebody asked me yesterday, where does Mickey come up with his Mickeyism? I said, don't ask me and don't ask him.
No. We just make them up as we go. Watch Primo to the right. Cicerelli to Coffey. Primo the tip. Now, I don't know if Dino got a piece of it or not. I don't think he did by the reaction there. Usually you can tell when a guy scores a goal just by his own individual reaction, and I believe it'll be Primo's goal.
Yep.
Off the stick and off the goal post, and we tied at 3.
Eiserman gets an assist along with Coffey. And we've had 3 power play goals scored by the Red Wings.
Well, Primo should get a lot more than just a goal on that. I mean, he made it all happen.
Here's a lead pass for Kozlov. Makes the move on Weinrich. Weinrich took him off the puck. Now Dropa nearly gave it up to Larionov around the boards for Denny Savard. He gave it up to Fedorov. Fedorov, almost got it through to Larionov, and it's out to James Black, who is challenged by Constantinov. Savard with a hit from behind on Constantinov. Here comes Savard, challenged by Fetisov, who knocked it loose. Or the Red Wings make all of a sudden it picked up the intensity.
Well, you know what you notice is that there goes Savard going after Constantinov. They'll get the sticks up for a moment. Is the Hawks can't react the way the Red Wings can as quickly.
Here's a chance for Fedorov. Backhand shot. Heck at the save of the puck clear to the board. And Daze now for the Hawks skates at the center ice.
Chicago can't execute, Dave, with that kind of speed and agility.
One of the interesting comments that Larry Robinson made on our UPN 50 telecast the other night, he said, one of the things about winning as much as our Montreal club did and this Red Wing team is you really hate to lose. And the problem is, he's saying, you know, once in a while in the course of an 80-plus game season, you are going to lose. But he said, boy, it wears awfully hard on you. And this Red Wing team reacting like they just don't want to lose. We'll take a break and continue that thought. We're tied at 3.
It's the Monster Truck video everyone's been waiting for. It's the all-new Monster Truck bloopers and motor mayhem. And it's gonna blow you away. First, see all the hottest trucks. Bigfoot, Gravedigger, Snakebite, Taurus, and more. Jumping, smashing, crashing, flipping, and flying through mountains of metal. Then get ready for more explosive action as the mud racing maniacs pour on the speed. And the thundering titans of pulling pour on the power. It's action so hot, you'll feel the heat, smell the smoke, and taste the flames. It's one of the most unbelievable collections of Monster Truck super bloopers and motor mayhem you'll see anywhere. This is the one Monster Truck video you just gotta have.
Order now and you'll get a second video, Monster Truck Bloopers, absolutely free. So call 1-800-253-8005 to get this 2-tape set for just $19.98 plus shipping and handling. Or send a check or money order to Monster Truck Videos, P.O. Box 4943, Department A, Omaha, Nebraska. Call now, 1-800-253-8005.
Back live at Joe Louis Arena. And you look at Denny Savard and Konstantinov tried to get Richard Trottier to look at that a little more closely. And that wasn't to be. Usually when you have the reputation that Kozlov has got, or Konstantinov rather, you're not going to get a whole lot of breaks from the officials. But just to expound upon, Dave, as you see that great record of Konstantinov, the thought that Chicago can't execute with the quickness and preciseness of the Red Wings. They can at times. They've got some pretty darn good, skilled hockey players, but not as a group and as a whole. And Mike Vernon has left the nets, and Chris Osgood is coming in. And this obviously is either equipment or an illness.
Well, I just, as you're saying that, I see the two team doctors, Dr. Collin and Dr. Finley, heading right down to the Red Wing dressing room. So something may have happened with Mike Vernon that we weren't aware of. You see Chris Osgood's career numbers against the Hawks. He's never lost. And if the score does not change from this 3-3, he is going to be the goalie of record. Here's Lidstrom with a shot right through her. Let me say that again. If the score doesn't change, it'll be Vernon's tie. Any scoring from now to the end of the game, and Osgood is the goaltender of record. McCarty with a hit on Probert. Airy with a hit on Russell. Out to the line. It's held in.
Here comes Russell.
Now Russell just avoided McCarty.
These guys are out here for a reason. Probert, Russell.
Probert had it knocked away by Lidstrom.
They need some momentum back, Dave. They've lost it here.
McCarty takes a run at Russell again. They battle in front of the two benches. Now it lead pass for McCarty just over his stick. Back it out to play it. Backhands it to the corner. Keith Carney has it there. Approaching the halfway mark of the second period. The Red Wings once down 3-1 have tied the game at 3-3. Looking for the all-time record of 60 wins. Suter. Off the skate of Rouse. Rouse tries to clear. Shantz able to hold it in. Gives it off. Here's a chance for the Hawks. And Osgood answers the test on the first shot. And it was Joe Murphy. Carney to the net with it. Tip save. Osgood. Loose puck side of the net. Wings have it. Coffey had it taken away. Centering pass. Coffey's the one with the intercept. And he starts the rush the other way. Right wing side for Draper. Draper tried to send it back for Primo, who had just come off the bench. Primo with a hit on Probert.
Oh, they're rocking and rolling here at the Joe now. Probert just drilled Primo.
Yeah. And I think Trottier saw it.
Well, who just got knocked down there? Dino knocked down Shantz. Here comes Ciccone. Cicerelli gives him a pop. They return it. Oh, baby, she's heating up. Oh, Cicerelli with a haymaker. Who did he drill? He knocked two Hawks down. Ciccone's one of them. And here he comes.
Oh, Primo was waiting for Ciccone.
Look out, guys. Now here's Ciccone and Primo. Trotier's between them. He doesn't want to leave those two. And Coffey and Shantz. Like Dino said, I think it was Dino. He smoked two of the Chicago players, it looked like. And they both went down. And I think by the looks of it, Ciccone was one of them, but he's got himself composed. But Carney may have been the other one, and he's really upset.
That's the tee out for the middle of it.
Yeah. What a haymaker he threw. Oh, my. Oh.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how all of this sorts out at 9:53 of the second period. The game tied at 3. Trottier maybe throwing some people out here.
This whole thing started with when Bob Probert, he didn't really do anything real serious or dangerous. He gave Primo a little shot, and nothing serious.
Well, you know what happened?
A penalty for it.
Behind the play, when Primo and Probert came together, nothing happened. Primo with a little hit on Probert. As Primo was skating away, Probert tapped him with the blade of the stick.
Yeah. Well, they're all in the middle of this pile, and Dino's the smallest guy in it. Oh, 50 ever smoke him. Oh, my. Oh, man, he's the smallest guy in the scrum.
I thought those Italian guys stuck together. Dino had that look like he was just kind of checking to see if anybody might notice it.
Well, they noticed it all right. I mean, so Richard Trottier, with some help from his linesman, will try to figure all this out. And the only question now is going to be whether Dino just got a misconduct or a game misconduct.
Well, look at the season series counting the power plays tonight. Detroit has had 41 power plays. The Hawks have had 22.
Well, the first penalty to be called here tonight, I mean in this scrum here, was going to be to Bob Probert for hitting Primo right in front of the benches as they were making a change. I mean, it wasn't a dirty hit. He just hit him. Knocked him off balance with the shoulder. But he was going to get a penalty for that, for potentially starting something, which he did. So Dino's looks, he's got a major penalty up on the clock.
Wow.
It's probably, it would be 5 in a game. By the looks of it, he's gone. Kearney's standing there.
I don't know that I've ever seen a player get a 5-minute penalty for hitting a guy with his glove on. I mean,
it was Weinrichs ended up down with Ciccone. That is a major lick.
So the only 2 penalties that are on the board. Let's pick it up from Bud Lynch.
Detroit penalty number 22, Dino Ciccarelli, 5 minutes for fighting and a game misconduct. Penalties called at 9 minutes, 53 seconds. Chicago's Bob Probert, 2-minute
I'm
minor.
wondering under what rule that Dino gets a game misconduct. He didn't get an instigator.
He just called us 5 minutes for fighting and a game misconduct.
That's one of the strangest calls I've ever seen.
So it looks like we've got order restored. 10:07 to go in the second.
Chicago will eventually get a 3-minute power play mix. Excuse me.
Robert's off for that original hit on Primo, and then the nickel to Dino for the haymaker on Ciccone, and Malpe's in serving the 5-minute major. And Dino's to the showers early tonight.
Well, we saw Chelios after the Larionov goal. We showed it to you on the opening of the program when Chelios tried to clothesline Larionov. Belfort took a pop at Larionov, but then when Yzerman stepped in and Chelios dropped the gloves and was pounding at Yzerman without his gloves on, he got 2 minutes for roughing for that. And here, Ciccarelli with the glove on. But different officials.
He got his money for it.
Yeah, that's right, he did.
Ooh, did he ever?
Some debris of some kind.
I wonder if that's the what's the leftovers of the octopi.
Well, that could be.
But
McCarty looks like he's enjoying all this from
where
his
is he?
spot.
Is he in the penalty box as well? No. Oh, he's on the in back behind a Wally Crossman. Up against the glass there. The guy in front of Darren McCarty. Wally Crossman. Now that's Paul Boyer to the left. Or to McCarty's right and to our left. The equipment manager. He does all the skate sharpening and equipment repair, etc. There's Wally with the glasses on. He has been in the Red Wing organization for 56 years. Goes back to the days of Jack Adams.
Always has a smile on his face.
Yeah, he sure does. He is a real nice man, isn't he?
All right, 4 skaters aside. We've had 1 goal scored in this situation, and that was by the Hawks' Tony Amante back midway through the first period. Primo, Yzerman, Lidstrom, and Coffey for Scotty Bowman. The Hawks counter with Shantz, Murphy, Dropa, and Carney. Osgood who replaced Vernon. Backhands it up the boards. Yzerman has it there. Primo trying to get free at center ice. Now here's Yzerman. Backhand pass for Coffey. Just a split second into the zone. Ahead of the pass offside.
Well, Primo's been like a big ocean liner out there tonight. I mean, boy, oh boy, is he ever going. Man, man that size. Here, Probert talking to Primo from the penalty box right now. That's why Primo's turning around.
Had the game winner against the Jets on Wednesday.
There's never too serious a situation for hockey players to a little smile on the side of their face and have a little fun with what's going on, even in the middle of melees. Players are giving Primo a bit of a hard time. He's got the stash going. You see that? That little stash going.
He wants the puck, and he scoots right by Probert's penalty box, going to the outside on Suter. And then go. Suter ties him up along the boards. Yzerman follows up. Got a piece of the puck. Now Suter with it. Yzerman and Primo on him. Primo with a steal. Here's Yzerman, a backhander. He missed it just wide, going to the far side. Coffey with it. Makes a move, gets by one. Hawk drives a shot. Hackett the save, and he hangs on, but doesn't get the whistle. Gauthier wanted him to move it, and he did. Less than a minute before the Hawks will start a power play chance. Shots are 20-10 in favor of Detroit. Of course, they've had the better of the power play chances. Carney with a spin around, lost the puck. Here comes Coffey with Yzerman. Coming late, Larionov right up the middle. Coffey puts on the brakes, veers to the middle of the zone, drops it off to Konstantinov. He sends it across, Larionov with a backhand. It was blocked. He gets it back and drops it to the board. But Tisov gets there, drops it back for Larionov. It comes out to Konstantinov. He moves it to Kozlov, drives a shot, missed the net. Big Karam out to the line. Konstantinov protecting the puck from James Black. Pulls it out in front, shoots it, and it was deflected over top of the net. Dropa able to drive it down the ice. This will be an icing call. 10 seconds before Probert can come back out of the ice.
Great control by the 4 Russians out there, minus their compatriot Fedorov, who was not on the ice. We'll be back.
Hey, Sergey, let me show you how great these Metro 25 tires handle.
Кто этот бозо?
They're almost as good on the ice as you, eh?
Now get up to 70% off at our warehouse clearance. Michelin, Uniroyal, BF Goodrich, National, and many more. Call 1-800-METRO-25.
So, what do you think?
Да, твои колеса действительно замечательны, но я не знаю, что сказать о тебе.
Yeah, I knew we'd hit it off.
Oh.
It's their turf. It's their game. And when we don't play by their rules, it can be deadly. Call now to order Dangerous Encounters for just $19.95. This exciting video contains footage of hair-raising real-life confrontations between man and nature's wildest animals. Order now, and you will also receive Watching Wildlife absolutely free. So call now.
Time for the second of our 3 clues, brought to you by the Wellness Plan. An HMO that's good for you. This player was traded by the Red Wings in the summer of '95 to an Eastern Conference team. Also the only Red Wing other than Steve Yzerman to score 3 goals in 1 period. We have one more clue for you, and we'll give you the address a little bit later on in the show. Bob Probert set to come out of the box. Lidstrom fires a shot, right pad save by Hackett. Weinrich rolls it back now for Suter. Here comes Probert. It's a 3-minute power play. Keep in mind, if the Hawks score, the penalty stays up there because it's a major penalty. And here's Probert trying to get in, battling against Brown. Now the puck knocked free. Left point, Suter has it. Sends it back for Amante. He lets it go. Denny Savard with it. Probert setting up in front of the net. Savard along the board. Had it knocked away by Brown. Ends up on the stick of Amante in the corner. Konstantinov battling with Probert. And Probert having words with Trottier as the puck is sent down the ice. 2:20 left in the major penalty to Cicerelli, who is done for the game. Suter drives it around the boards behind Osgood. Probert waiting with a stick, deflected it to the line. It was held in, knocked away by Erie. Suter has the angle. Erie, nice spin move. Gets it off now on a cross-line pass. What a play by Draper to Paul Coffey, short-handed Red Wings lead.
Now give Bob Erie his due for the move he made, a 360 Savardian spinorama, Bob Airy style, at center ice. He just barely beats Suter, and watch what he does. Wards him off with that. It's onside. Here comes Coffey from behind, the top of your screen. Boy, that is as pretty as it gets. Execution par excellence. And a 4-3 Detroit lead. My, oh my. 20,000 folks on their feet here. That's execution, boy. And hustle.
Also, the 17th shorthanded goal scored by Detroit. And you know what? That is only the 7th that the Hawks have allowed all year. That is the second fewest allowed by any team in the league. Coffey's second of the night and 13th of the year. Well, Paul Coffey with a 3-point night, 2 goals and an assist. He's going to move up that list of defenseman scoring leaders. Here is Murphy for the Hawks around the boards. Carney will hold it in. Now to Daze. Knocked away to the corner. Hawks have control again. They're on the power play. Out to the right point. Carney sends it across to Dropa. Dropa winds up. Wrist shot didn't get through. It was Daze and Rouse that were tied up. And Coffey now will kill some time. Up the middle for Yzerman. He tips it down the ice. And a fresh set of penalty killers coming out for the Red Wings. Arnie's pass off the stick of Savard. There is Primo to clear it. A minute left in the major to Cicerelli. 6:05 to go, second period. Harry Suter looked out. He just did avoid Konstantinov. Konstantinov comes back to make the play, though, and clears it to center ice. And what do we got? But offside, the linesman blowing the whistle. Scotty Bowman looking on. Getting close to the time of year that he thrives on as well.
A lot of time coaches back there don't see what happens on the ice. It's probably the worst seat in the house when all the players stand up. And this is one example right here. The players were up. They saw what was potentially happening. Weinrich doesn't get back for Coffey, who came late. The players realized that they all jumped up on the bench. And that just blocks the coaches out. They don't get to see anything. And usually what happens then is Scotty will turn to Barry or Dave Lewis and, what happened?
They better have the answer.
You better ask one of the guys in the front line. You know, the European coaches stand in front of the players. The benches are back away from the boards, and the coach walks up and down along the boards right against it. Unlike North Americans, where they're behind the players.
Remember an old friend of yours, Ned Harkness, used to coach his college teams like that. Saw some pictures of him at RPI back in the 50s. Now, I don't know whether he did it with Cornell later in the 60s and 70s, but he used to stand in front, barking out his directions to his players. Suter from behind his own net. There's just a half a minute left in the major penalty to Cicerelli.
Need to get the screen up.
Lidstrom and Probert bump. Konstantinov there as well. Puck came free. Hawks try to center. It's loose in front of Osgood. Recovered by Fedorov. Brown coming as well. Fedorov wide on Suter. Cuts to the middle. Crisscrosses with Brown. Gives it off to him. Brown had the puck go behind him. Now rolls it to the side of the net, and Hackett, with Fedorov in the vicinity, waited and then gave it off to Savard. Maltby set to come out of the box. Savard into the zone. Tries to send it deep for Amante. Oh, he is given a whack and then a bump by Konstantinov. Red Wings back at full strength. The shot sailed wide of Osgood. Held in by Ciccone. He and Maltby come together. Now Weinrich with it. Along the boards. Behind the net. Now Probert. Center shot. Save. Osgood.
Left shoulder.
What a stop he made. A great setup by Probert.
Or whatever. There's a penalty. Lidstrom. No question about this one. And the Hawks with 4:43 to go in the second. We'll go to the power play. Lidstrom, no argument from Nicholas. Boy, Osgood had, I mean, You got to be lucky to be good and vice versa, boy. And Osgood, I don't think, even moved on this shot. It was a high wrist shot that hit him on the shoulder. Nice setup, as you pointed out, Dave, by Probert. We'll take a break. The teams are at the benches. Hawks go to the power play in a moment.
This year's Olympics are in Atlanta, but the games will be everywhere. The Bud World Party. A great time to share a Bud with friends, no matter where you are. Budweiser, proud sponsor of the '96 Summer Games.
Red Wings on a short-handed goal by Paul Coffey, his second goal of the game, have established a 4-3 lead, but it's the Hawks on the power play when we come back.
Travel arranged through Northwest Airlines, introducing the comfort, choice, and control of World Business Class, only from global partners KLM and Northwest Airlines.
Well, we already have Mike Vernon, who's down, we think, with an injury. We're not sure. We have not received a report, but he has not returned to the bench. And Chris Osgood with an equipment problem. See if we can pick up what happens here. Look at the centering pass by Probert.
Perfect pass. Amante coming in from behind Maltby. He didn't see him coming, and that puck caroms off the left shoulder of Osgood. Get whacked by a stick there.
See the plastic there,
right over here. Yeah, right there. There it is, right down in there. The face mask came bouncing across, unless that was his throat protector on the bottom of the mask.
Yeah, that's what I think it was, Mick. The clear piece of plastic. And that 3-minute power play they had as a result of the major, Mick. No shots on goal for the Hawks, and gave up the shorthanded goal to Coffey. I mean, the penalty killing of the Red Wings has just been incredible. Lead pass for Daze. He's onside. Swept the shot just wide. It was bouncing on him. He had to hurry the shot. Rouse was right on his tail. Here is Suter. It was blocked by Yzerman. It comes back to Yzerman. Now he'll give it off to Rouse. Rouse up the left side. Bob Airy takes it off the carom, but Carney had the angle on him. Airy drops it all the way back to Coffey, back in the Red Wing zone. And Coffey lifts it ahead. And Daze has it there. Daze been rather quiet tonight. Number 55 for the Hawks. Comes in with 30 goals on the season.
Good young hockey player.
He and Alfredson will probably battle it out for the Calder Trophy. Murphy, cross ice for Daze.
He's as good defensively as he is offensively.
Here is Suter, drives a shot that was blocked by Primo. Now Savard, taken to the boards by Konstantinov. Fetisov goes down, Primo gets there. Primo got some help from Draper, who tipped it. Weinrich would have held that in. 3.5 left in the second period. 4-3. Shots are 24-11. The Hawks have had 5 shots in the first, 6 here in the second. Center ice, Konstantinov knocked Amante down. He didn't have the puck, no call made. Here's a shot from the line. Suter, Osgood save. Rebound. Probert trying to get it, and his feet couldn't do it. And the puck cleared past Suter all the way down the ice. 3 minutes straight up left in the second period. Here's Dropo with it. Gives it off to Denny Savard. Savard drop pass for Weinrich, knocked away. Larionov with a chance. Save made by Hackett. That puck showed up the middle of the Hawk zone, and it was Igor Larionov that just one-timed it. Hackett made the stop. Out of the box comes Lidstrom. And the Red Wings are back at full strength. The Hawks trying to get on the attack, but they can't get anything going. Rouse missed Larionov with that pass. No icing here. Dropa back to get it. Fedorov right after him. Quick pass to Weinrich, around for Probert on the left wing side. Probert pass center ice, intercepted by Kozlov. Crowd getting the chant. Going again. Knocked down by Dropa with the glove, and he starts to back up the middle. Missed Amante with it. It'll be an icing call on the touch-up by McCarty. And he runs into... Probert runs into McCarty, who was waiting for him. 2:07 left here in the second period. Darren McCarty, who picked up a goal the other night against Winnipeg, has 8 of his 15 goals, Mick, over the last 15 games.
total numbers on the year. Of course, he's missed some time with a variety of injuries. Had the shoulder injury, kept him out for 6 games. He had that cut on his arm in the skate of Kristich of the Kings. Caught him. He missed 3 games. Then the hand injury with the one punch to Tenorti knocked him out of the lineup for 7 games. Paul Coffey has had the Jets going here tonight. Face off to the right of Hackett. Primo set to take the draw for the Wings, or is he tossed out of there? Looks like he'll be tossed out. Draper, who's a center by trade, used to this. Step in against Sutter, and Brent Sutter, the visiting player, has got to get his stick down first. He does. They drop the puck. Draper wins it. It comes back toward Primo. He sends it in deep. Draper trying to get loose from Sutter, who stays with him. Doing a good job, but Draper working hard. Finally gets it free to McCarty. Back to the corner. Sutter pulled the puck underneath him with his hand. And got a quick whistle there from Richard Trottier.
Draper doesn't give away a whole lot. He may give away a lot of size to most other guys in the NHL, but he doesn't give away a lot in work ethic. And a good example right there. He ended up coming out with the puck twice against a couple of bigger guys.
Primo stepped back in, and this time Sutter won the draw with under 2 minutes to go in the second period. Red Wings will be off tomorrow afternoon for the season finale in Dallas. And then the playoffs will open on Wednesday night here at the Joe Louis Arena, regardless of who the opponent is. Now Sutter with the steal, gives it off to Cummins. Cummins backhands it deep into the wing zone. Ethan Moreau in there. He had an assist on the first goal that was scored by Davidsky. Cummins just missed Draper with that attempted check. Now Carney with it. Lifts it back in on Osgood. He gloves it down for Jamie Pusher. Pusher around the boards. McCarty. Primo played it off the boards. Sutter got a stick on it. It's picked up by Moreau. Backhands it ahead, looking for Russell jumping into the play. Osgood saw that. Played it behind the net for Pusher. Now to McCarty. McCarty gets it off to Lidstrom. Lead pass for Primo. He's outside. Primo with a shot. Hackett, good stop there. McCarty drives it back over top of the glove of Hackett. Now Fetisov to the net with it, easily handled by Hackett, and he gets a quick whistle this time from Richard Trottier as Primo again.
Possessed, didn't he? Unbelievable. I mean, he is just rolling. A long second period, 50 seconds to go here. A lot of melees, scrums.
Pretty good stop there by Hackett. Just got the top of the left pad, maybe the glove down there as well.
A lot of folks don't remember that Pete Primo was injured in the first 10 minutes of Game 1 in the finals last year against New Jersey, and that was it.
You know, I've heard a couple of the other broadcasters around the league, Mick, talking about that.
Oh, really?
What a big loss that was for the Wings.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a guy up the center is usually the measure of your hockey club and your strength, and I mean, none are better than Detroit.
Now here's a chance for Kozlov. Couldn't get the shot off wraparound. He tried to center it. Hackett just did get the left pad down on the ice and keep that puck right on the goalpost.
Even better than Detroit, healthy that is. But you've got a guy that size, he's 6'6", 225 pounds, and skating. Be mean and all the rest of it that goes with it. He's a complete package. And here Kozlov, looking to try to get 40 goals this year. He probably isn't going to make it with only a couple of games left, and he's sitting on 34, but he's got a bushel of chances this year like most other forwards on this hockey club. Through 81 games.
Tampa Bay leading the Rangers 2-1 after 2 periods of play at Madison Square Garden. Puck is cleared as Probert Konstantinov. Somebody with a Chicago jersey down there with a thumbs up to Probert. Way to go.
One day, I'll tell you what, it'd be great if we could ever get mics down there. There's a whole world down there that you don't normally hear a lot of, and sometimes it's not fit for a family show, but More times than not it is, and there's a lot of humor. I mean, that you would just fall off the couch.
Well, just like Chris Osgood has never lost to the Hawks, Jeff Hackett in his career in the NHL has never beaten or even gotten a point against the Red Wings. And again, with that goal by Coffey, Osgood is now the goaltender of record in this game. Just under 20 seconds left in the period. Hawks won the draw cleanly. Quick pass for Probert, intercepted by Lidstrom. Probert with a hit on Yzerman center ice. Now McCarty with Daze coming at him. Probert dumps it right in on Osgood, but the Hawks were offside, so the quick whistle with 5.9 seconds. Now, I remember the conversation you had with Bob Probert the first time I think the Hawks came in here in mid-December, and you were saying, boy, you know, when I played the game, this was you talking, I would love to have just had one 5-minute stretch where I could have been a Bob Probert and cruised the ice like you do. And Proby got a chuckle out of that. And I looked at Proby and said, you ever wish you had the 50-goal touch if somebody like Mick? He goes, oh, yeah, just about every night.
Well, there's very few combinations of what he possesses, boy.
Well, Chris Osgood does an admirable job in relief of Mike Vernon. We'll try to get a report on what happened to the starting Red Wing goaltender. But the Wings with 3 unanswered goals after the Hawks scored early in the second period to take a 3-1 lead. The Red Wings now with a 4-3 lead. Let's take a look at the second period Faygo goal winners and their favorite charities. All of our winners will receive a case of their favorite flavor of Faygo Pop. 5 cases of Faygo will be donated to their favorite charity. On Redmond's Corner, we'll try to take a look at the Eastern Conference playoff picture. That and much more right after this.
Detroit Pistons basketball on Pass Sports.
Alley-oop to Hill. Oh, boy! You have to be kidding me with that. Easy dunk for Grant Hill. Look out. Showtime. Alley-oop.
See exclusive Pistons games on Pass Sports, the source for Michigan sports. The Pistons host the Indiana Pacers Wednesday night at 8, only on Pass Sports.
Dumars to inbound. 5 ticks left to Houston with time. Against McLeod. Goes hard. Readjusts. Yes! Unbelievable! Coach McLeod, you got it! Allen Houston with 1:09.9 to go. The high wire act. Pistons lead by 1. Unbelievable!
You called it. They're out of here with wins over San Antonio and Dallas in 24 hours. Unbelievable.
Discover the defensive training secrets of America's finest baseball school in an exciting videotape. Baseball World's Defensive Drills video features professional scout and instructor Tommy Mansky and the same revolutionary new training techniques that have produced Baseball World's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams. The Defensive Drills video vastly improves players' arm strength, running speed, quickness, agility, and infield and outfield defensive skills. Even coaches practice organization. Lou Pavlovich, Jr., editor of Collegiate Baseball magazine, calls it a masterpiece, the best defensive drill video ever produced. Many professional players are excited about this videotape. Just ask Atlanta Braves superstar Fred McGriff.
This is the instructional video that gets results.
Baseball World's Defensive Drills video makes a great gift and benefits players of all ages and ability levels. To order your copy for only $29.95, have your credit card ready and call toll-free. 1-800-253-8005. That's 1-800-253-8005.
It really worked for me.
Buy the Jack's Works package at full price and we'll wash it again for free for any reason, anytime during the next 5 days. The Jack's Works Perks free wash guarantee. Only at Jack's. More than just a car wash.
We're back live at Joe Louis Arena in the second intermission, and right now it's time for Redmond's Corner.
Redmond's Corner with Mickey Redmond, brought to you by Boston Market, Deja Food.
Well, it's our last past telecast of the 95-96 season, and therefore our last edition of Redmond's Corner. We'd like to thank everybody that sent in the cards and the letters and the food. And that reminds me,
There is
we got a ton of stuff back here.
Wheelbarrow load behind
And, you know, we wanted to bring it out here and read all the nice notes. We'll get to it in the third period. You won't believe there's a complete dinner back there. There's a venison steak, steamed carrots, and a baked potato.
Where's the message?
Oh, there's a message there, I guess, of some kind. And there's chocolates and cinnamon buns and the whole bit.
We sure appreciate it.
Yes, we do, very much. Incidentally, I was talking to some folks down press row here. I may have confused some people when I talked about a situation if more than 2 teams are tied with a number of points, say in the Eastern Conference. We'll take a look at the Eastern Conference standings because coming into the action tonight, as you see, there are 4 teams there with 89 points.
First 3, just like the Western Conference, the first 3 outside of Philadelphia and Pittsburgh that are vying for 1 and 2 there are pretty much set with the Rangers in 96 points. Florida can't catch them. But look at that pileup. Florida, Boston, Montreal, and Washington, all with 89 points.
And you have the potential with Florida and Montreal having the same number of ties. They could end up with exactly identical records. But I was under the impression that if more than 2 teams were tied with the same number of points, that they went to a tiebreaker system that involved the records between all those teams. But the first tiebreaker still is total wins as far as determining the seeds.
So in other words, in the situation you were talking about, with 3 teams tied, it would be the team with the least number of wins gets the hook. They're out.
Gets the hook and they're out. So let's take a look at the situation really at the bottom. It's New Jersey and Tampa Bay. New Jersey needs some help with their loss the other night against Philadelphia, even though they rebounded in a big way to beat Washington after trailing 2-0. They still need Tampa Bay to lose one of their 2 remaining games. And you see New Jersey over on the far right. The one game they have remaining is against Ottawa, and they still have to win that. Now Tampa Bay has their fate in their own hands. They can clinch with 3 out of 4 points, and right now they lead 2-1 after 2 periods against the Rangers. If they lose both, it doesn't matter what New Jersey does against Ottawa. They would be out tied with the same record because New Jersey has the better record in head-to-head competition. The other thing to look at the top for first overall in the conference, Pittsburgh will clinch first with a tie. Their 1 game remaining is against the Boston Bruins. And so the rest of it, as far as figuring out the seeding and who might end up where, way too complicated with all those teams in the mix. But I don't think, Mick, we have had 1 playoff race in a conference, let alone 2 conferences with the kind of excitement and the interest that we've had. It's great for the National Hockey League. Again, coming off the lockout last year and a lot of the negative publicity, that all seems like a very distant memory with labor peace and with a lot of the great things that have been happening, including the Red Wings going for the all-time win record.
I think, when you look at both conferences like that, a couple things jump out. Number 1, the Red Wings can set an all-time record here tonight with their 61st win. You've got Tampa Bay and Florida. 2 Florida teams looking for their first appearance in the playoffs. The Mighty Ducks in the Western Conference looking for their very first entrance into the playoffs. So I mean, a lot of neat things, I guess, going on in the middle of all these races. But no, if you were to go down at the first of the year and say, what do we have the last weekend? Sure, you expect to have a couple of teams that are battling it out for the last spot or whatever, or jockeying for 4th and 5th, like St. Louis and Toronto and the rest of them, Calgary, are all doing right now. But you don't expect 5 and 6 teams, and like in the Eastern Conference, 4 teams sitting there with 89 points. And boy, you might as well flip a coin at this point. You look over at the scoreboard. Florida's losing tonight to the Islanders, 1-0 in the second period. That game's at the Island. So, I mean, it's crunch time. It's a great time if you're a hockey fan, boy. Every little thing means a ton. Everything's under the microscope.
Well, again, thanks for all the questions and comments you've sent to Mick, and we'll look forward to Redmond's Corner again next season. And thanks again to the folks from Boston Market for sponsoring this segment of our past telecast. We'll be back with more in our second intermission right after this.
The power of nature. It can turn your summer day into a nightmare of destruction when a deadly tornado strikes. Now, National Geographic Video takes you into the eye of the storm in Nature's Fury, an incredible 60-minute You Are There video that captures nature at its deadliest. Call this toll-free number now to order Nature's Fury for only $19.95. Order now, and you'll also receive the best of Cameramen Who Dare, absolutely free. This special television offer is not available in stores, and you have no risk as your satisfaction is guaranteed for your money back.
So call now to get Nature's Fury for only $19.95 and receive your bonus video free. Call now.
For rush delivery, get your credit card ready and call 1-800-253-8005. That's 1-800-253-8005. Or send your check or money order to the address on your screen. Call right now.
Steal by Brown, sets it up, cutting right in. What a Draper!
Red Wings hockey. It's the talk of the town.
Beautiful shot.
Pick up the phone and call the hotline.
The goalie might be a good move for the Wings to make.
I think that they should cut him and get
Red Wings hotline with John Ogrodnik and Steve Garagiola. Live every Thursday night at 7 on Pass Sports. Hot talk about Detroit's hottest team. Red Wings hotline. Thursdays live at 7. Only on Pass Sports.
Hi, everybody. I'm Fred McLeod, inviting you to tune in to Live on Pass on Monday night at 6 o'clock as usual. We'll have a recap of the Masters. Also get you ready for the Stanley Cup playoffs as the Wings get ready for Game 1 on Wednesday night. We'll also take a look back at the Magic Roundball All-Star Classic at the Palace. Tim McCormick and Terry Foster will assess the play of Kobe Bryant. Thinking about going pro instead of playing college basketball. We'll get their thoughts on that subject and yours as well Monday night at 6.
Time right now for tonight's out-of-town scores, brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Chrysler Plymouth dealers, where you can get a no-charge power sliding sunroof when you buy or lease a new Chrysler Concorde. Well, out-of-town scores, most of them affect somebody's aspirations for the playoffs or playoff positioning. The Islanders at the end of 2, now into the 3rd, lead the Florida Panthers by a score of 1-0. As we showed you, Florida coming into action tonight, right now tied with 3 other teams with 89 points and with 40 wins and 31 losses. Came into the night with the number 4 seed, which is home ice advantage in the first round. That could all change in a hurry unless Florida comes up with something. They have 1 game remaining after this game with the Islanders tonight. Tampa Bay at the end of 2 now, leading by a score of 2-1. Eisenbart, a former Red Wing, and Selivanov have scored for Tampa Bay. Bill Berg has scored for the Rangers. Elsewhere, another game with playoff implications. Winnipeg leading the Los Angeles Kings by a score of 2-1. In that game, both goals scored by Craig Janney, who had to leave the game here the other night when he was blindsided by Vladimir Konstantinov and suffered a mild concussion. And Janney getting his 19th and 20th goals. He has been on a tear since joining Winnipeg from San Jose. And speaking of San Jose, they're hosting Calgary in another game with playoff implications a little bit later on tonight. Also, Dallas playing at Anaheim as the Mighty Ducks look to keep the pressure on Vancouver, Winnipeg, Calgary, and the rest, as they need at least a point to stay in the playoff hunt tonight. And of course, they'll be looking to do better than that. Red Wings lead the Hawks 4-3 after 40 minutes here at Joe Louis Arena. We'll be back after this.
Mystic Music presents Cool Rock. The songs are hot, but the rock is cool. With Cool Rock, you get 2 cassettes or 2 CDs with all your favorite hits from the 80s and 90s. Cool Rock remembers the special times. Call now to get this great collection of Cool Rock.
Rock contains 35 chart toppers for only $19.95 for cassettes or $24.95 for CDs. Here's how to order.
To order Cool Rock, call 1-800-253-8005 or send $19.95 for 2 cassettes or $24.95 for 2 CDs plus $4.50 shipping to Cool Rock, Department A, P.O. Box 4943, Omaha, Nebraska. Or call 1-800-253-8005. That's 1-800-253-8005.
Second period scoring summary brought to you by Mobile Detergent Gasoline. Hawks had a 2-1 lead coming into the second, and they added to that Joe Murphy's 22nd on a 5-on-3 power play from Daze and Savard. At 1:51 made it 3-1. Then the Red Wings went to work on the power play. Larionov's 22nd from Cicerelli and Fetisov. And then after that it was Primo, his 26 from Coffey and Yzerman. His Primo's play drew the penalty that put the Red Wings on that particular man advantage, and then Primo gets the reward with the goal. And then shorthanded, while the Red Wings were down a man for 3 minutes on the tail end of a 5-minute major called against Dino Cicerelli. Draper and Airy, the assist, shorthanded goal by Paul Coffey. Second goal of the game, 13th of the year. Wings with the 1-goal lead. We'll be back with the third period of Red Wings closing in on the all-time record. Setting a new mark, that is. Looking for 61 wins this season. We'll be back with the third period in a moment.
Listen, it's okay to hassle with a handheld trimmer now and then, or even a small wheels mower as long as you stick to short grass. But now, you can have the best of both machines in the revolutionary 2-machines-in-1 DR trimmer mower. First, the DR is a trimmer that rolls light as a feather on 2 big wheels. That takes the load off your back while you do all your trimming. Second, the DR is a heavy-duty bladeless mower. It clears rough areas, tall weeds, even wet grass without clogging. So now, with this one machine, you can take control of your property like never before with the revolutionary DR trimmer mower. A big color catalog is just $2. Call toll-free 1-800-253-8005. That's 1-800-253-8005 for your big color catalog all about the 2-machines-in-1 DR trimmer mower.
Well, the announcement up in the press box, coach's decision. Mike Vernon is out, no injury, no illness. Coach's decision was the report. And I'm sure a lot of people up here in press row had the expression that you just had, Mick, as to what that really means. But that's all we're going to hear, and that's probably all we expected to hear. Just want to thank the folks that sent a lot of the goodies up here. Mick, we had a piece of venison steak, some steamed carrots, and a baked potato. From Mike and Kelly Bonner of Westland, Michigan, that said, this is for all the time you guys brought to us. We got some of the famous Sackley's chocolates, if I'm saying that correctly. Sackley's. Squirt hockey team here this weekend, sponsored by the MFC First National Bank of Escanaba, and the entire team put their names on here. 5 skaters aside to start the third period, and the Red Wings with the 4-3 advantage. Cam Russell bumped by Yzerman, dropped the puck off, wearing the C in the absence of Chelios tonight, Brent Sutter. Jamie Pusher racing back after it, no icing here. McCarty in on Probert. Probert and Pusher go down. McCarty comes up with the puck behind the net. Now McCarty, nice backhand pass, gets it to Larionov. Larionov now to Airy. Airy into the Chicago zone, sends it to the side of the net. Hackett knocks it away. Here's Ciccone with it. Ciccone plays it up the boards. Konstantinov got a stick on it. Here's Larionov. Took a hit from Ciccone along the boards in the corner. Held in by the Wings. Intercepted by Ciccone. He's checked by Larionov center ice, but manages to get it deep into the wing zone. Osgood slowed it down there. Kozlov backhands it across now for Fedorov. Fedorov winds up 60-footer. Hackett the save. Boy, did he get some steam on that. And the Hawks able to clear. Larionov's pass intended for Fedorov. Didn't get all the way through. Now Amante broken up at the line. Delayed offside. The Hawks will tag up, and the Red Wings will start it back. Larionov at center ice drops it back. Fetisov to Fedorov. Flips it high in the air. It's gloved down by Hackett, who gives it off to Carney. Now to Tropa. Wanted to go to Savard. It was knocked away. Maltby has it now for Detroit. Maltby sends it to Draper. Draper across for Primo. Just failed to get a stick on it as Daze got a piece of Primo. Now Savard sends it across the Detroit zone. Bob Rouse has it in the corner. Daze lines him up. Rouse sends it around. Left wing side. At the point, held in by the Hawks. Stropa. Sent to the corner for Savard. He gets it back in front, and it was tipped just wide off the stick of a Red Wing. Maltby around the boards, and the Hawks able to hold it in, but now it's recovered and cleared by Primo. Draper couldn't control. Hawks take over in front of their own bench. This is Denny Savard. He lost it. Rouse goes to Draper. Draper pushes it around. Dropa tried to get by him, and the Hawk defenseman stood his ground. And it comes back to Daze. Off the stick of Dubinsky, who started the scoring in this game back early in the first period. Now Grimson drops it back for Lidstrom. Lidstrom around the boards. Amy Pusher hands it there. Pusher gives it off to Grimson. Grimson center ice. Given a bump by Cummins. Now Suter. Now Osgood side of the net. Plays it up the boards. Grimson waiting there. Cummins coming at him. Grimson able to clear. Now Cam Russell for Ethan Moreau. He's given a bump by Grimson. Now Cummins has it. Cummins sends it deep into the Detroit zone. Played off the corner boards by Yzerman. Yzerman drops it back now for Pusher. Pusher to Grimson, center ice. Russell steps into him. Grimson made the play, dropped it back to Brown. Now it goes to Yzerman, top of the circle. Snaps a shot. Hackett the save. In behind the net, Brown centers. A chance here for Konstantinov. Hackett save. Rebound. Here we put behind Hackett for wide of the goal. Out to Konstantinov. Another shot. Hackett the save. Fetisov fakes the shot. Takes it in deep behind the net. Rolls it off the far boards. Konstantinov will get there to hold it in. Nice job by Fetisov. Cummins bearing down. Yzerman there to pick up the loose puck. Fakes it back to the line. Carries on with it. Tried to send it across. It was blocked by Suter. Now centering pass tipped away. Off the glove of Cummins. McCarty out to the point. Fetisov. Off the stick of a Chicago player. Hackett tries to clear. Fetisov will hold it in.
Cummins and Fetisov with words. That'll be an icing while all of that. Everybody was watching the two benches as the war of words continues. We'll take a break. 4-3 to Troyes.
When the tire store guy says, just $49.99, ask them if that's the real price or their suck-you-in price. Yeah, they'll tell you one price, then charge you extra for valve stems, balancing, putting the tires on your car. Like, where did they think I was going to put them? Hey, go to Bell Tire for out-the-door pricing. It's the total price, everything. No extras ever. Look, ask if they have out-the-door pricing. If they say nope, tell them where to go.
Bell Tire. Nobody comes close, nobody's closer.
Sponsors of the Red Wing Power Play promotion. Mick, just to continue the food chain here, we had a chocolate Uper bar. Kyle Nelson of Gladstone, Michigan wanted to say hi to the biggest Red Wing fan in Ironwood, my auntie, Patty.
There's a couple of more.
Don't get me out of order here. Red Wing player down on the ice after the draw. That was Yzerman, but he gets back up as Probert on the prowl again. Probert knocked it away from Osgood centers. The puck never got through to the vacated net. There's Coffey with it. Cuts in front of Osgood. Coffey looking at Trottier saying, how many whacks do I have to take before you're going to call something on this guy? Ciccone with a hit on Yzerman. Knocked down at the line by Rouse. Yzerman looking in front for McCarty. Ciccone had him tied up with a stick. Hawks looking for a way to come out with it. And Carney has it now. Skates it to center ice. Hit it right off of Probert. And the Red Wings recover. They have a 4-3 lead. The Red Wings over the Chicago Blackhawks. Just over 5 minutes gone by in the third. Here's Primo again. Cranks it up. Takes it deep on Carney. Tried to drop behind the net. It was knocked away right on the stick of Jamie Pusher. His shot right into the glove of Hackett, who dropped it off. Now behind the net, Shantz. Checked by Malpe. Amante hit hard by Malpe deep in the Chicago zone. Right wing side for Shantz, intercepted here by Malpe. Malpe, a quick shot, hit the goal post. Pusher sends it to the net, stopped by Hackett.
Look out, here they come.
Shantz up the far side. Lidstrom got a piece of the puck, but it comes to Murphy with a shot. That hit a leg in front. It might have been Amante's leg. Now Murphy again makes a move on Larionov, but it's taken away by Draper, who clears it down the ice. And this will roll just far enough to be an icing call on the touch-up. Mick, we also got some brain food. It was actually a brain made out of Jell-O. It says to help all of you mentally prepare for the upcoming playoffs, from Carrie Cavey, if I'm saying that right, Charlotte, Bobby Smith, Lynn Close, and Tony Smith of Temperance, Michigan. Kirk Malpe, who just had a chance to give the Red Wings a 2-goal lead. Look at this note here to the guys at the Houghton Fire Department. Being here is a lot more fun than fighting fires. That comes from Steve. And to the Katajamakis in Ishpeming from their son Mike, having a great time at the Joe.
Got a get well to Grandpa Dewey from Brittany and Jessica, and they sent up some UP specialties as well. Well, I'll tell you what.
We got something here from Uncle John's Buck Farm. Maybe that's where the venison came from. We got the notes and the food all mixed up there. But
glad you picked out the fact that deer, it's a buck.
That's right.
Good stuff. Worth more than a buck, but nothing finer than getting yourself a nice 10-point buck or so.
Shot from the angle, Weinrich, and the save by Osgood. The puck cleared by Konstantinov, and Fedorov just avoids the Savard check as he clears. And the South Lake Decoy Shop sent us a couple of chocolate Uper bars as well. Fedorov into the zone. Russian 5 out there now against Denny Savard. He's between Daze and James Black. Dropa and Weinrich were the defense pair. They'll make a change. Fetisov off the stick of Kozlov. Fedorov will give it to Kozlov up the right side. Goes wide, puts on the break top of the circle. Daze goes to him. Puck is knocked away, and Rouse coming off the bench just failed to get there to hold it in. Osgood flips it ahead. Rouse is onside, into the zone, winds up, drives the shot. Hackett the save, big rebound up in the air. Cam Russell has it. Look out, he and Draper collided. I'm not sure what hit Russell or what hit Draper, but the play continues. At the line, it came outside, and on the touch-up by the Wings, the call is made. 12:57 remaining in the third period. Red Wings with a 1-goal lead.
Some of the most acclaimed cars in history are now on sale. Save now on all the award-winning cab-forward Chrysler sedans, sporty Cirrus, luxury family sedan Chrysler Concorde, and the elegant Chrysler LHS. Choose low APRs or low lease rates or up to $3,000 cash back. The technology of cab-forward design is now on sale.
See one of your Southeast Michigan Chrysler Plymouth dealers today.
If you're looking for a quality power tool, then you need Porter Cable. Renew Electric is a full-line distributor for Porter Cable, including replacement parts and accessories. With over 100 different models in stock, Renew Electric has been giving our Porter Cable customers excellent customer service and great prices for over 50 years. Our great prices get you in the door, but I guarantee our excellent customer service will bring you back. Renew Electric's located on John R., just a block and a half south of 8 Mile, or call 1-800-651-TOOL.
Good play by Coffey on Daze. And an intercept by Primo in the clear, and behind the plate, Daze chopped it. Draper, he didn't like Draper taking a run at him. And Daze gets the tripping call. Well, the Red Wing will go into double digits for power play chances.
The foul will come in on 55, Eric Daze, for tripping for 605.
Tripping the call to Daze. Now, basically, the outcome of this hockey game has absolutely no meaning at all. Except for the Red Wings trying to get the all-time record, I mean, which is an important thing. They not have you think so. They just want to downplay it. But as far as the standings are concerned or anything else, there's a lot of subplots going on here. And that is, of course, if they should meet up in the playoffs somewhere. With the shots 43-14. So once again, they get no shots, Dave.
Right.
On a 3-minute power play.
Major penalty to Erie being served by Maltby, and he steps out on the ice to give the Red Wings their 10th power play. Fedorov, Larionov, Fetisov, and now Konstantinov and Kozlov into the zone. Konstantinov at the hash marks, back to Fedorov, drives the shot, deflected, Hackett the save, and the rebound covered before Kozlov can get to it.
Very much like the Chicago game. Again, a lot of strumming and hacking and whacking around after the play. If you had a wish list, these certainly wouldn't be the kinds of games you want to be involved with only a couple of days from the playoffs.
Well, the one break the Red Wings get is at least knowing that after their game Sunday in Dallas, they don't open up until Wednesday.
Well, you've got Greg Johnson, who has, I believe, started skating.
Yes, he has.
And
last couple of days.
Hoping to get back with the bad knee. Your regular assortment of bumps, bruises, and ailments that most players have after an 80-game season.
Deal by Shantz, tried to set up Sutter, batted it down with a high stick. Red Wings take over, so the play continues. Shantz doing some good job forechecking shorthanded. Now the pass goes to Fedorov, tried to roll it through the legs of Brent Sutter. There was no opening there. Now it comes to Konstantinov. Konstantinov ahead for Kozlov. Kozlov into the zone for Fedorov, goes wide on Ciccone, gets out in front and sent it wide of Hackett. Konstantinov for Kozlov behind the net. Plays it out off the far boards for Fetisov. Now it's knocked away and sent down the ice by Tony Amante. Konstantinov back to get it. Amante wraps him up. Knocked the puck and the stick away. James Black with a hit on Fedorov, but Fedorov comes up with a loose puck. Took a couple of hits with the point of the blade of Black's stick. Fedorov pass knocked away by Amante. Yzerman comes over. He chips it free for Primo. Into the zone, drives the shot. Hackett again, the left pad save. 20 seconds left in the penalty. Here is the chance for Yzerman. Missed the net. And Black able to clear. Now Coffey across the red line. Drives it in behind Hackett. Shots are now 45-14. Primo top of the circle. Tried to send it across to Yzerman. It was blocked. Daze out of the box. Red Wings still with the pressure. Yzerman behind the net. Now Primo battling against Danton Cole. Yzerman being worked over by Weinrich. And the Hawks come up with a minute 40 left in regulation. Lead pass. Daze's in, but he couldn't handle it cleanly, and the play was ruled offside.
Well, not many have left this one. It's 4-3 Detroit with a minute 36 to go. The Red Wings sitting on 60 wins, tying the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens for the most wins ever in a National Hockey League season. If they can hang on here in the next minute and 36, win number 61, and the record will be set. And that's what they're all hanging around to see. Chicago may have called a timeout here, and they'll probably figure out how to get Hackett out of there. The Hawks, Dave, wanted to come into this hockey game. They're not going anywhere either. However, they're without Roenick, they're without Chelios,
without Nichols, Craven.
You know, Nichols and Craven and Balfour's not in there. And they wanted to come in here and play well against Detroit for the smallest amount of momentum that they may gather from them, because they've been handled pretty easily by the Red Wings this year. Outscored 21-9 coming into this game tonight over the other 6 games.
Final score, Tampa Bay has defeated the Rangers 3-2.
That may be the biggest win
until
tomorrow night.
They go home to play Philadelphia, and now it's really in their own hands.
4 to 5 days ago, Terry Murray, the coach of Philadelphia, announced that he is not going to play Hextall in that game. He already made the announcement so there'd be no questions about what he does. Obviously, the New Jersey Devils, you're thinking that Hextall's his #1 guy. That's his playoff guy. And to avoid any controversy at all, he made that announcement at least 4 or 5 days ago.
Yzerman into the zone. Tried to draw it out front, and the puck was blocked. Red Wings with a 4-3 lead, 1:20 to go. That's stuffed in. It'll be icing if the Wings get there first, and it is touched.
You know how, of course, everybody starts screaming and yelling at the end of the year, why aren't you dressing a full lineup? Right. Other coaches, you know, they want to rest people, give them a break for the playoffs. And listen to this crowd. Listen to this place. They're going bonkers.
Well, of course,
coming to their feet. Here they go. It's a moment to remember, folks. It doesn't happen very often. Obviously, 19 years ago, the Canadiens with 60 wins, and the Wings are 1 minute and 15 seconds away from setting the record of 61.
Of course, 61 is a significant number in another major sport. Roger Maris with the 61 home runs. And of course, when Babe Ruth had the record of 60, that was a record that was considered untouchable, unbreakable. And here's another record, maybe not as well known or as revered, but 60 wins in a hockey season. Nobody, I'm sure, felt that, especially in this day and age where they talk about parity and anybody on any given night can beat any other team. But Scotty Bowman, who coached that team that won 60 in 76-77, on the verge of coaching the team that will break that record.
The Red Wings, Dave, almost to a man, basically, are saying it's not that big to us. They have a bigger goal, and of course, that's the Stanley Cup. It will mean a ton more to them. As Larry Robinson pointed out to us the other night, he was on that 76-77 Canadiens team. 5, 10 years, 15 years down the road, boy, that's when it really sinks into. Imagine what we did back then. Unbelievable.
Just to add to the call on the penalty, Bob Airey received a match penalty for intent to injure. So that'll, I believe, be an automatic review by the league. Minute 15 left in this one. Red Wings 4, the Hawks 3.
This place, everybody standing up.
We'll keep an eye on Hackett. He'll probably head to the bench with possession over center ice. He started to creep out of there, but the Red Wings knocked it right back into the Chicago zone. Here's Suter with it. Less than a minute remaining in the third period. Everybody on their feet. The puck in wide of Osgood behind the net.
Hackett
to the bench. At the line, do the Hawks hold it in? They do for a moment. It's out to center ice. Draper for the open net.
There it is. Is this something or what? What a celebration. Look at these people. 20,000 people.
Not a lot of wild celebration in that picture on the bench. They are trying to keep it all in perspective.
Well, there's certainly enough to go around behind the glass and up into the seats. I mean, everybody in this building is standing, arms up in the air. The Red Wings have lost 3 games here at Joe Louis this year.
33, Chris Draper.
Incredible accomplishment. And what an exciting year they have provided for hockey fans.
Assist, number 19, Steve Yzerman. Time of the goal, 19 minutes, 15 seconds. The goal was scored by Chris Draper, his 7th of the season. Assist to Steve Yzerman at 19 minutes, 15 seconds.
Yzerman, the only assist. The Red Wing captain has set up 3 of the 5 Red Wing goals tonight and allows himself a smile. Red Wings will wrap up the season Sunday afternoon in Dallas. Mick, 11 years ago, you and I started as a broadcast team, and we called our first season of hockey in a year that this proud franchise had the worst season in their history with only 40 points. I'll tell you what.
Was that 15 wins? I don't remember, but
it was,
15, 16, 17 wins.
It was only 40 points, and we only broadcast one win on television. It is something to have been in the booth to call the games this season and witness the kind of work, commitment, and excitement that these players have given. And that goes from player number 25 on the list all the way up to player number 1.
Well, I can guarantee you that there's one thing being said down in that room once they close the door and get in there, and that is, guys, this is only the first step to this being a special year. And there's been a ton of milestones this year with Osgood scoring a goal, Eisenman's 500th, and Coffey's 1000th. I mean, it just goes on and on. And now the 61st victory. Been absolutely incredible.
And it was nice in our final past telecast of the season that we were able to bring this excitement to you. We also hope to bring the excitement of a Red Wing player live from our studio in the postgame. Let's take a look at the third period Faygo goal winners, their favorite charities. All of our winners receive a case of their favorite flavor of Faygo Pop. 5 cases of Faygo will be donated to their favorite charity. Red Wings win number 61, 5-3 over the Blackhawks. Back with the postgame after this.
National's got low weekend rates that'll make people want to hit the road.
Make your weekend a national holiday. Call your travel agent or 1-800-CAR-RENT.
Jimmy didn't.
Here's where you can really get away without having to really get away. Right here in Alabama. Call us right now for your free Alabama vacation guide. It's packed full of fun and excitement at very affordable prices. But don't take our word for it. Take it from someone who's seen all 50 states.
America's best vacation value is right here in Alabama.
I wanted a job where I could kick back. No responsibility at all.
I can't believe I get paid for this.
If there's a boat out there and he's stranded, that's us. We're out there, we're doing a job.
This is the real thing.
Yeah, anyone can be this crazy.
Man overboard!
Everybody
everybody has the same opportunity as anyone else. Oh, we're definitely helping to clean up the environment.
Boys are earning their money today.
Now that's a resume.
You got to check out these new Tigers. Ernie Harwell here. I'll be calling Tiger action all season long, only on Pass Sports. Join me for the most action, the most excitement, the most Tiger games, only on Pass Sports. We're bringing the excitement home.
See the most Tiger games and Ernie Harwell. Call your cable company today. Pass Sports, the source for Michigan sports.
Believe me, folks, this is no walk in the park.
This is no day at the beach.
This is no Sunday drive. This is the PGA Tour.
Watch the hottest new golf show. This is the PGA Tour on Pass Sports, the source for Michigan sports. Red Wing Hockey on Pass Sports, brought to you in part by Little Caesars new Stuffed Crust Pizza and Stuffed Crust Crazy Bread Combo. Carry out or delivered. By Page, Michigan. More choices, the best coverage, your best paging value. By the Wellness Plan, an HMO that's good for you. And by Briggs & Stratton. Put more power into your lineup with a Briggs & Stratton engine.
Red Wings make it official. They have rewritten the record book. 61 victories in 81 games. One more to be played. The final score here, 5-3. And now it's time for tonight's Bud Ice Player of the Game. It's not hockey without ice. Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, the official beer sponsor of the National Hockey League. For a record like this, for an accomplishment like this, I'd like to give it to 22 guys because they all contributed. There are 20 guys dressed tonight, but we're going to go with Keith Primo. He had one goal, but boy, he, as you pointed out, contributes in so many ways.
The SS Norway. He was like a big cruise ship out there tonight. And Keith Primo, after drawing the penalty on this play with some great hustle and wide open speed down the wing, gets the fruits of his labor as he deflects the shot 7 seconds after the face-off as play resumed. But again, Dave, it was Primo that time and time again tonight was just absolutely on fire and drawing Hawks all over the place, beating them, going wide, creating chances, setting up other people. And it's nice to see him get a goal like that and again get rewarded. But boy, he's going like a man possessed right now. And as I said before, 6'6", 225 pounds, and you can skate, shoot, play it mean, be tough, and got good hands, and all together, he is a keeper.
Well, it's unfortunate that some of the other stuff happened. Cicerelli, the game misconduct with the punch to Ciccone, kept the glove on, but certainly in full view of the referee. With the play stopped at center ice. And, you know, we've seen situations worse than that with a glove off at times that don't draw a major penalty. But the timing of it, the fact that play had stopped, Dino was trying to sneak something in there and send a message to the much bigger Ciccone. I guess he was successful in doing that. And then Bob Airy, after the puck was shot late by Savard, responded with a stick. And whether anything will come out of that, we'll just have to wait and see. And as you pointed out, not the kind of game the Red Wings really wanted to get into. But, you know, what's interesting, as much as the Wings have been kind of at times forced to play this way, they've responded, they've played through it. They still have managed to take advantage of their power plays, which is the best way to make other teams pay for it.
Well, you know, two things you worry about going down the stretch when you've had the year that they've had and preparing for the playoffs are injury and suspensions. And the last thing you need is to get involved with stuff like this. Obviously, this was a carryover from the game last Sunday in Chicago. It's just it's not the kind of hockey you want to see. It's not the kind of hockey they want to play. And hopefully we've seen the end of it.
All right, so the Red Wings with one more to play. That'll be in Dallas on Sunday afternoon. Again, in case you joined us late, the league announcing that the Red Wings series, regardless of who the opponent is, will open on Wednesday here at the Joe Louis Arena. Games 1 and 2 Wednesday and Friday. However, there will not be an announcement until Monday morning as to the schedule for the rest of the series.
Yeah, I want to take this opportunity, too, before we close it up, to thank all the gang. We thank the folks and the fans, and without their support, it wouldn't be possible. All the gang here at Joe Louis Arena and back at Pass that have been so supportive and creative and all kinds of words that I can't think of here in the spot, nor do I have time for, but tremendous job done. It's been a great year, been a lot of fun coming to work and with the wins, and as I said, only 3 losses here at Joe Louis, but we get a lot of help here, and we sure appreciate it.
All right, it's time right now for the Briggs & Stratton Power Check of the game, brought to you by Briggs & Stratton, the power in power equipment. Not as many power checks, if you will, to choose from, and this one probably could have been a lot worse than it turned out. These two guys really trying to avoid each other, and I'm not sure what Cam Russell...
Big guy.
Yeah, Cam Russell was...
you can bet that Cam
reeling back from it. I think he got clipped there.
His nose felt the power of it. Maybe Chris Draper's elbow kind of almost knocked him dizzy for a minute, but Draper doesn't shy away from the big guys, that's for sure.
Well, he's played probably 2 of his best games in these last 2 games against Winnipeg and Chicago. Win number 61 is in the books. Red Wings 5, the Hawks 3. Back to wrap it up in a moment.
Travel arranged through Northwest Airlines, introducing the comfort, choice, and control of world business class, only from global partners KLM and Northwest Airlines.
You into sports? I mean really into sports? Great, me too. The Big 4. You know, football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. If you're like me, you need more than the score. You need to know what's coming. Penetrating analysis of teams and players. The inside story on strategies and trade rumors. Who's hot and who's not. And why. From people out there where it's happening. Like me, week after week. And I'll even give you a great deal. We've been called the Bible of sports for over 100 years. We deliver the inside scoop on every team, on every franchise. So no matter where you live, the sporting news keeps you close to your favorite team, pro or college. Okay, here's the deal. Call the 1-800 number and tell them the Fly sent you.
Detroit Pistons basketball on Pass Sports.
Alley-oop to Hill. Oh, boy! You have to be kidding me with that! Easy dunk for Grant Hill. Look out! Showtime. Alley-oop.
See exclusive Pistons games on Pass Sports, the source for Michigan sports. The Pistons host the Indiana Pacers Wednesday night at 8, only on Pass Sports.
Hi, everybody. I'm Fred McLeod, inviting you to tune in to Live on Pass on Monday night at 6 o'clock as usual. We'll have a recap of the Masters. Also get you ready for the Stanley Cup playoffs as the Wings get ready for Game 1 on Wednesday night. We'll also take a look back at the Magic Roundball All-Star Classic at the Palace. Tim McCormick and Terry Foster will assess the play of Kobe Bryant. Thinking about going pro instead of playing college basketball. We'll get their thoughts on that subject and yours as well, Monday night at 6.
Steal by Brown, sets it up, cutting right in.
Red Wings hockey. It's the talk of the town.
Beautiful shot.
Pick up the phone and call the hotline.
The goalie might be a good move for the Wings to make.
I think that they should cut him and get...
Red Wings hotline with John Ogrodnik and Steve Garagiola. Live every Thursday night at 7 on Pass Sports. Hot talk about Detroit's hottest team. Red Wings hotline. Thursdays live at 7. Only on Pass Sports.
Well, that wraps up the home part of the schedule and nearly completes the 95-96 regular season for the Red Wings. It wraps up our Pass Sports coverage, and how appropriate in our final Pass telecast that we're able to bring you the historic moment, the Detroit Red Wings setting a new all-time NHL record for victories in a season. Win number 61 here tonight as the Red Wings defeat the Blackhawks by a score of 5-3. Well, of course, the playoffs are starting Wednesday, and we remind you to check your local listings. We'll be in our usual spot for the playoffs, Mickey and I, starting Wednesday night and Friday with games 1 and 2. So for my partner Mickey Redmond and for Jim Holly and the rest of the fine Pass Sports crew, this is Dave Strader saying so long from Hockey Town, downtown Detroit. Again, the final score in victory number 61. It's the Red Wings 5, the Chicago Blackhawks 3. We'll see you in September, everybody. Got better off out at center ice. He's outside. Melikov, the only one back. Better off. Cuts it. Goal! Easy dunk for Grant Hill. Look out.
It's a fly ball, deep right, going back, Buna looking, long gone, a grand slam.
Pass Sports, the source for Michigan sports. We now join the following program already